So,
Okay, I'm gonna run a commercial and I'm gonna come forward. Okay, I'm gonna run a commercial. I'll be right forward.
all right then, do your thing.
All right.
Yeah, this is the Rastafari International Ambassador, and I am here with King Fear today, and me and Fear gonna be putting it down. Not hearing the commercial. Yeah,
All right, JB, we ready?
yeah, we are now.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the Rastafari International Ambassador, and I'm here with my good hydrant fellow vanguard, King Fear. And we're about to do a live Rasta reasoning. So where we at, Fear?
Everything's good, brethren. It's always a pleasure. Salute to you. I couldn't wait to get you over here. And whatever you want to talk about, let's make it happen.
Well, listen, you, Fear, you know how I roll. Because this is not really, I don't do interviews, so it's just one Rasta man, a reason with a hydrant,
Right,
like we in the prison yard. Because
right.
for me, the whole thing is a big prison. Whether I'm in America or I'm in the UK or in Jamaica, the whole world is one big prison today. So this is how I treat it. There's no fear because the struggle have changed now where everyone are in prison. There's nothing you can do today that Big Brother is not watching. So
That's right.
that fear, that Big Brother fear, is what have we now crumbling and trying to go under some rock for hide and the rock a move from with. So there's nothing to fear right now in what's going on right now than just be yourself.
Well, the thing is, for me, I come up under a strict rules of command and rank and file, and people always see me over here, and I'm always the big shot. So I really want the people to see what life was like growing up under the elders, listening to the elders, and I feel like you're the best representative for you to show them the dynamic of how it was coming up as a roster and how I'm not emotional and there's rank and file. So I've been wanting to get you over here so they can see that rank and file and see how I deal with the situation when I'm talking to a commanding officer. So I don't want you to hold back. Now
No,
don't hold back.
but Fear, you don't know Jabi now go hold back. If you ask the right question, that's how you will get it. If you ask the right question. Cause,
Right.
listen, though, you see the last time I reason, yeah?
Right.
And I know you follow it. So you have to know what the thing is now. I, with what you say just now, I grew up under that too. So there's a there's a thing with elder where you have to have that respect. It gone now. It not there. So this is why you find the big change in Jamaica, because my generation, which is first generation Rasta, when the music move, we did have to move with the music in order to hold it down anywhere we go. So you see Jamaica, me talk some things and people wonder how would I be. Jamaica was nothing for we to take. Jamaica our own. We own that. My generation own Jamaica.
Now
Yeah.
you second generation, right? Not first generation.
Well, you see, we would consider first generation Rasta to be planner and
Right.
all them elders. Because the generation before that, them never really, them get beaten and them get fuck around. Planner never get fuck around.
Right.
Planner who set it.
Right.
1958, me born 1954. 1958, the rent man coming at Trenchtown. The same place where you see them a beat jump with the prince. The rent man coming there to collect rent. And a one back and box. My old man get the rent man. From 58 till now, no rent, no pay in the yard there.
Right.
Right.
Now I would be what, third generation?
Yes. No.
Okay.
No. You would be second generation.
Would you? No,
No,
I'm
no,
not.
no.
I'm after you.
Plan of them is first generation. I'm second, you're third.
Right.
Right. So you see that little boy that write the book? He's around 6th generation.
Right.
So that's how it come down to. You see, if you notice how I deal with him, because I did a talk with him recently, how I deal with him, right? And such man, I have problem with, if he's 6th generation, I have problem with the 4th and 5th generation. Because Sizzler them and Tony B. Capleton and that generation, them no face no tribulation. Them no go through nothing. That generation, they're not even Rasta baby. None of them artists where I say them are priest and prophet. They are not Rasta babies. They are Christian. They come from Christian background, and they come from Christian background, and they get good schooling. So they are coming to Rasta from like, we can do it better because we're brighter. But they don't have no knowledge, no teaching. So what they did is go around the elder them, and first of all, there's no humbleness in them. They got money and they go around the elder and they will see and hear certain struggle and then think right away with their money they can fix the struggle. Okay. So that's what they bring to the table, right? And by bringing that to the table, what they do is like try to make that be the ultimate. And then turn around on the elders and forcefully start by taking over. So them now listen for no instruction and declare themselves as priest, prophet, but all them do is entertaining.
Right.
So, and the entertainment part of it is what bringing the money.
Right.
But they're not doing anything. So, for example, when they travel out of Jamaica, they're not even moving people. You have to understand the original foundation. When you see Touch come America, move a team. Dennis Brown, Gregory, them move a team, because if you notice, back in the days when entertainer come and tour. Them come with them band, them cook, them everything, because this is how the vanguard move.
Right.
And then we leave vanguard in every city we go, we leave soldiers there to set up weed house, not crack house, weed
Right.
house. So that's how you find that at one stage, Rasta run the weed business.
Right.
If I come to America right now, fear, I have no weed problem. I just set up my weed house and Babylon knows say Rasta that. It's as simple as
Right.
that. Me not have to go fight for no license no. Because weed was always a thing where, I already tell you about it, it was always regulated. Throughout my whole time in America, my weed house never get lick off. Because
Right.
there was always a legal amount of ganja that Rasta can have in them position at all time.
Okay.
So
Now tell me something. What did I say wrong the other day? The reason you said I didn't want to come over here and get no smoke. Now, come on, give it to me. Tell me
no,
what
but
I said wrong.
no,
What
no,
happened?
listen this, Fira.
Where did I make the wrong turn at? What I do?
Let's keep it real.
Right.
The wrong turn come from the fact that I the star threw coffee under the bus. Did you listen my piece and
No, no, I didn't. I didn't. I don't know
no?
what's going on. I
All
missed all
right.
that.
So listen what happened. I'm glad you never listened. So when you do your piece, so you have to understand, you wasn't wrong. You wasn't wrong because you come from an angle. You you come from an angle that you have been wearing your locks before I just want to get this youth a name proper. I don't want a
Okay.
same name wrong. You have been wearing your Sankofa, yeah? Sankofa is his name.
Right.
Yeah. You have been wearing your locks from 1969. That's before Sankofa banned. Sankofa,
79. Yeah, 79.
yeah,
Right.
from 79. That's before Sankofa banned. Sankofa is 32-year-old. Yeah?
Right.
So you become devastated for say, because it's xenophobic in a you come out, you know.
You think so?
Yeah. A lot of Rasta is xenophobic too.
So what okay, explain that because I didn't know I was xenophobic.
Yes. All of us is xenophobic. When me see Sankofa say, first, the youth position was the same position. So you could have said the youth is a student of mine, because the youth have followed me for a long time, writing book, and I say, you don't have to be dread to be Rasta, you don't have to do all these things. Now, I don't
Right.
smoke. Yeah? So
Right.
now, when I see the youth, and this is the same thing with you, when you see the youth, the first thing come to your attention like, what? This little clean face, but boy, that's the first thing. That's xenophobic.
Why?
No, I tell you why. When you see Leonard Howell picture or Claudius Henry picture or Gadman picture, you don't go into a here reflection. You don't.
Right.
Right.
But they never said what he said.
No, because
So
they
so it's one thing for him to not have his dreads and feel he a Rasta. My problem is when he makes that announcement. If we got fake people with dreadlocks, we have people with dreadlocks that pretend they Rasta and not. if he say you don't have to have dreads, now we're gonna have a bunch of bald heads pretending they
But
roster too.
but he didn't say that. That's where the trap was set. He didn't say that.
Who said it? I just thought.
Ida Star, let me tell you, oh, it's Ida Star. He's a fifth columnist. He don't have no locks, you know.
Right,
Him just have a therapy head. Him don't have no locks.
right,
So if anything, he is not what him say him supposed to be. What happened with Ida Star? Ida Star meet the youth in Africa. Yeah?
right,
And Ida Star and the youth write a book. He write several books on different things. A bright little boy.
right.
So him see you as a Rasta man now. Him don't know you, but him see you. So I'm glad to see you now. And you and him a chat. And him a tell you, say, I write a book, you know, on Rasta, you know. Right? And
Right.
show you the book and give you the book. So you engage him now. So Ida Star is who engage the youth with ulterior motive
Okay.
and draw out all those negative points while I record, but it wasn't for publication. I just, the camera is on. So the youth are freestyle and attack.
Right.
Ida Star now, and this is something that me and him talk about all the time, that he must stop do it. If you follow Ida Star, in banner always mislead you that him a go talk about something different from when him end up a talk about.
Okay.
So him put up, him know what he was doing. Is for likes and following.
Oh, okay.
Right. But don't put yourself, because this is where me and Ida Star again catch up. I'm a Rasta man. He's
Right.
a Rasta man. So when we speak from the angle that we are defend Rasta.
Right.
From the angle that whether you are Bobo, can me kick up any guy, you know. Me kick
Right.
up any guy if a
Right.
guy come wrong. So
Right.
Ida Star is not a Rasta like I and the I.
Okay.
Ida Star is pushing one aspect of Rasta, and that is the frock wearing thing. But
Right.
the frock wearing thing is the least thing in a Rasta now, because what happened? Everything that Bongo Eddie, Prince Emmanuel did set,
Right.
they haven't set it. So if you see a picture of Bobo Hill right now, 3/4 are white people and some Brazilian and some different people up there now, I give them order.
Okay.
The problem with I and every other Rasta you ever know, I am from Bakawal, Boswak.
Right.
No scholars no go a Boswak or interview nobody.
Right.
The only visitors that we ever have of Parliament recognition, we have Dr. Walter Rodney come grounded with, and we have Stokey Carmichael. Yeah?
Right.
Stokey Carmichael went to South Africa back in apartheid, marry Miriam Makeba. You know which part them come honeymoon? A back a while. From one swamp to another swamp. From one ghetto to another ghetto. So at the time is the biggest ghetto in the world. Bakawal was the second biggest ghetto. Can you balance the mindset?
Right.
Right. Now, outside of that now, the geography of Jamaica, you have uptown and downtown. You have Uptown start from Crossroad in half a tree. Scholars don't pass Crossroad to come down. The biggest market in Jamaica is the Coronation Market. Uptown people don't go there. They don't mingle. That's back a wall. That market is in the back a wall. Right? So all the information that you're getting on Rasta. So these are things again that you have to understand. Everything that you know today about Rasta is the LGB people bring it to your attention.
Okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay, PHARAOH.
Right.
That's why we're in the position we're in now, because we were always being manipulated. Because every young man we talk to now, 3/4 of them never talk to no elder. Like it's like when you talk to Kojo.
Right.
3/4 Rasta where you sit today. Never talk to no elder. Never get no guidance from no elder. Them get guidance from the LGB alphabet people them.
Now, here's where my confusion come in at. As a young Rasta, 79, 80, when I'm meeting Rasta coming from Jamaica, they are trying to teach me that I must look at myself as an Ethiopian. At that time, they didn't spell it with an E. They used to say Ethiopian, I
Yeah.
and I, Ethiopian. So the concept was to tell me as a black man born in America that I'm not an American, I'm an African.
Yep.
So all the Rastas used to deny the Virgin Islands, used to deny Jamaica. They, when I was coming up, you couldn't call Kojo no Jamaican because they had a saying that I ain't gonna trade no little island, no continent for no little island. So I came with the concept. I was talking about elder Rastas that Rasta man was looking towards Africa and that the Jamaican culture hated Rasta. And then only when reggae got big did the Jamaican people start to embrace Rasta, but Rasta never considers himself Jamaican because I'm grown up in a time where they saying no matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you are African. So this is why I went in on Jamaica because after time go, I started seeing Rastas identifying as Jamaican. Well, that's disrespect to me because you came here and told me to say I'm an African. So now when I see you and you're a Jamaican, I should have just stayed in Chicago with.
Right. Listen how this come about now. What is I was not Jamaican.
Right. You was African.
Right.
For
I am
sure.
an African.
For sure.
See? I'm an African. Yeah? If you listen,
Right.
I went to Africa and that's where the Jamaican passport. And Africa have to give me my passport. See? That's
Right.
how serious it was. That's why I hear me talk about brainwashing. Because I take this thing to heart.
Right.
Right.
So I want to be clear because I got a lot of people watching. Irie, that's not Jamaican, that's Rasta. Soon come, that's not Jamaican, that's Rasta. Then forward, I and I, all that was Rasta talk. Rasta didn't do tobacco, he did frontal.
Yeah.
Because we're not go to the back. So now tell me if I'm lying. So now when reggae got popular, didn't Jamaican culture steal a lot of Rasta slang and make Rasta slang Jamaican slang?
Now, the Italic. There was a time when we used in the Italic language.
Right,
So, the Italic language, everything I.
right,
Not no can. Everything I trust.
right,
I I am fully versed in the Italic language,
Right.
Rastology. But if I start to talk that, I will just wreck up everybody head. It's like I just talk now to. If I start to talk in the Italic language, I'll be talking to some like a very tight knitted.
Yeah, no one to know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's would be codified. Even them informer can uncode we if we go down that road. Because this is how it is. Because I mean we had was communicating. So in the time that you are referring to, Italic, everything is Rasta run the thing because at the time
Right.
everything up. That are when the revolution at its peak. Because you see you can't lick the music, you know.
Right.
You remember when Bob do Exodus,
Right.
the movement of Ja people?
Right.
Right. The movement of Ja people, you know. It wasn't Rasta, you know. Ja people is also black people.
Right.
Right. So you see, because Ja people is black people,
Right.
today, Rasta, the xenophobic amongst them, that's why you have this notion now, bald, dreadlocks. But in the time where you 69, no emphasis never placed on locks from that you
Right.
have to locks. All you have to do is black and stay black.
Black. I agree with that.
Right. So when we come America or out of Jamaica, we anywhere any place we settle, we merge with the people. So
Right.
if there is something black going on, you will see us there. And it wasn't nothing for us to interact. All of my widows, you know, you have to understand what kind of youth me is. All of my widows back in them time there is run by American blacks.
Right. But
While
now here go the thing. Here go the thing. Because I'm gonna show you why I burn out Jamaica. Because okay, if you have Rebel Salute, if you have a Sunsplash, whole lot, check it out. A whole lot of people come. Whole lot of brethren can they run. But now when the police cut off young Nzinga hair, Jamaica didn't stand up for the sister.
Jamaica not stand up for nothing for Rasta.
So that's why I burn them out.
Yeah, but that's why I said you was right. Listen, that's why I said you was right, Fiora. Because listen what happened here now, yeah? Rasta today, 3/4 people that is into Rasta today is into it from a business point of view, what them can get out of it.
Right.
Them not put nothing in it. So when
Right.
Inzinga, the things where tell you, the things where police and Chinese and foreigners can do to Rasta today, them couldn't do it to Rasta 79.
Exactly.
79. Police. You see, there was a time, you know, let me tell you, I'm not afraid to tell you. There was a time when action, reaction.
Right.
We have guns. So police cut off things in a year and a patrol down the street. We just take some pop shot at them. Shoot down one of them just in retaliation. That there was a time when we were like that, you know. There was a time when we were like that. There was a time.
Right.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something. 1 minute. You see this?
Right.
named Death Row. Yeah?
Right.
Right. And this cover with history from, you must say with history.
Right.
This Death Row tell about a different set of vanguards.
Now, I'm not xenophobia against brothers without dreadlocks, but the thing is this. I want to make this clear. See, you born in this. You might not got no dreads now, but you born in it. Just any guy can't just come with no haircut and pretend they're you. They
No, but
not you. Listen, they not you though. I want to be clear on that. So we can't have it where any guy pretend he you. You paid the dues to be Rasta. You're just not no guy that just sit there and just say you know Rasta. You born in it. Now the guy that wrote the book, he not born in it. He not no Rasta.
all right, listen this now.
Thomas a Rasta.
No, listen this.
What dues he paid?
Listen this now, Farah. Listen this now,
You
yeah?
Plano son. So you
Yeah,
can
but
go to the moon, you're gonna be Rasta.
no, listen this now. Listen this now. Listen this now. You see, I am not in conflict with what you're saying.
Yeah, but other people watching, so I want to get them clear.
Yeah, but yeah, and I did make that known, and I make that known in my podcast behind what, because listen what happened. Right now in the world right now, the only person where I take a stand, if you never know that, you is the only man I take a stand right now for Rasta, you know. Don't count me.
You too, though.
Yeah, no, you know, but it's rank and file. So you are the hunger man. A long time you kick up Jamaica, you know. And nobody won't open their mouth, cause I tell you how them dismiss you because them I say, I tell you, it's when you talk, them dismiss you and say you're a Yankee boy, that man. Him not know nothing about Rasta. That's how them dismiss. I tell you, that's how them dismiss you. Can't enough more brethren them dismiss you like that.
Yeah.
Right? But you have to know now, one of my prisoner brethren named Feed a Lion. Yeah? Who is a proper vanguard, Feed a Lion. Him introduced me to you.
Right.
I have a whole heap of other prison brethren where say check out FARAOH. Right? So the respect where you are get is from a different generation. Them young generation now. Listen. Since that generation, now listen to you now.
Right.
Them now listen to you. Because them a hear you and I say, you're American. You don't know nothing about Rasta. You can't tell them nothing. Now, when me first hear the eye, my ears jump when me hear you say, Kojo.
Right.
And when you start speak about the time where you spend with Kojo,
right,
it tell me that you is one of I and I, because even if you was a normal Moroccan youth, the fact that you in a house with Kojo, because them time they we not friendly.
You better know it.
None of we not friendly.
Right.
So when we take a Moroccan youth, where him can come in a house, come in a house and sit in with we, because when him in a house and sit in with we, you grown into the fullness, because when I whisper around you.
Yeah, I slept there.
Yes, but
I lived
you become
there,
trustworthy because you will hear what you're supposed to hear, what the average man can't hear. You're one of our youth. So you're a homeboy, just like I am a homeboy to certain American youth.
Exactly.
I'm a homeboy. So it's that homeboy spirit me have that connect me to you and that connect you to me. The average Jamaica don't have that spirit. Because them don't go dream about America. Them never set foot in America.
But see, here's the problem. When the brothers from Jamaica say, I don't know nothing about Rasta because I'm American, they don't make sense because Rasta is Ethiopian. Rasta ain't Jamaican. Listen, Rasta is after Rastafari, Rasta not named after no Jamaican.
Yeah, but listen this
So
now.
for all the Jamaicans that's watching me, y'all got it all messed up. Rasta
Yes.
wear red, gold, and green. Rasta don't wear no Jamaican flag.
Yeah, but
Jamaica don't got nothing to do with Rasta.
yeah, but listen this, Farah. You see?
Rastafari is an Ethiopian word.
Yes, but listen this. You see? You gone now deep. You
But it's a fact.
yeah, but listen up, but I'm not saying it's not a fact. Farah, you have to
Right.
balance out the thing.
Right. But I know other people watching, so I want all the Jamaicans that don't know what I'm talking about. First off, I'm in Chicago. So I'm saying what I'm supposed to say in Chicago. I'm not a Jamaican Rasta. I'm a Chicago Rasta.
Yeah, but see,
Okay?
stand on that, Farah. That's what you see, you're saying the same thing now, what I'm saying, but you
Right.
are put it in a conflict because the Jamaican Rasta, he must stand on Jamaica, him that Jamaica.
Yeah, but here go the thing. I'm around enough man from Trinidad, and the Trinidadian Rasta don't like how Jamaican Rasta are
But
going.
no, but
Hold
listen
on.
this.
Hold on. They got to hear this. The Trinidadian Idrin don't like how the Jamaican Rasta try to act like they stand up on the thing and they run something from Rasta because the brother from Trinidad is just as much Rasta as a brother from Jamaica, a brother
Nah,
from the Virgin Islands. Shout out to the VI posse, St. Croix, St. Lucia, Virgin Island. They just much Rasta. So Rasta's Jamaica don't run nothing. Rasta is African. Rastafari is African.
now,
It
Farah,
ain't got nothing to do with Jamaica.
now, Farah, me just fire a whole heap of shot pan and kick where my little friend foot for that. I'm going to tell you that now. Say, listen this, Farah.
Okay, give it to me.
Listen this,
Let's
Farah.
go.
Listen this, Farah. You see, you're ready for the war, you know. You go for the army soon now.
Yeah,
God, listen
let's
this now,
go.
Farah. Yeah?
All right,
This is where the problems start.
right.
Everything start down there, so. And we say Rastafari, not Rastafari say we. Do you
Right.
understand that?
But you came up here and didn't tell me that. When they came up here, they didn't tell me to look to Jamaica. They told me to look to Africa. So
Again,
now
listen
I was,
again,
see what I'm
Farah.
saying?
This is where you're getting it mixed up. Again. So this is the point where we're going to have to hammer out now. Yeah?
Okay.
In the dark days, I not known nothing about Haile Selassie.
Right.
In the dark days.
Right.
And all the founding father, them never start off with Haile Selassie.
Right.
So you have to know now how Rasta come about.
Yeah, but here go the thing. Jamaica is a place where they used to be Rasta.
Yeah.
And Jamaica got to stand on that. Listen, I know they want to try to sell it like Jamaica's where Rasta started, but Jamaica's also where Rasta died, where Rasta was tied to the back of a car, pulled by his dreadlock, and beat and put in jail. So Jamaica hold that L. Jamaica got just as much a bad history when it comes to Rasta as a good history because my brother Kojo did not have a good experience in Jamaica. He had a bad experience, couldn't visit his mother, couldn't do a thing. So for now, Rastas now to try to hold Jamaica like it's some type of Rasta heaven. No, Jamaica was a hellhole where Rasta was persecuted and killed.
Listen, Jamaica is still a hellhole.
See what I'm saying?
Jamaica is still a hellhole.
So how a man gonna say I'm a Yankee and I don't know Rasta when in Jamaica Rasta died?
Farah, we are reasoning. You not hear no man. You not hear no man say that. You hear I tell you that.
Right.
Right. Cause me I keep it real.
Right.
Yeah. So you not hear no man. No man now go tell you that. A man does not go even listen to you.
Right.
Simple. Now, the difference, you hear me say the difference. You have man who I listen to you. My generation I listen to you.
Right.
Right. My generation listen to you from the angle that we know truth when we hear truth.
Right.
So when you speak, I pay foxy I spit out because, for lacking a better word, my generation, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we hang it up. Are you a keep it alive, you know?
If
Are you
if
draw me out, you
Rasta
know?
if Rasta is going around the world saying that all black people is African, which one is it? Am I African or am I Yankee?
Right.
Stand on your square to all the Rastas that say I'm a Yankee is a fraud.
Yeah, but listen.
Because
But
Rasta
listen.
supposedly represents the black diaspora, and every black person is supposed to be an African. So you can't play it two ways. So
Yeah, but
all
are
you
you not
brothers that
listening?
don't listen to me,
Are you just listening selectively, Farah? Are you
huh?
just listening selectively?
No, but I'm talking to the audience because I know. So I'm
Right.
not, you know.
Okay, because you see what happened, yeah?
Mhm.
Second generation Rasta no have no problem with you, Farah.
I know.
Because what you're teaching is what we teach you.
Basically, basically,
What you are teaching, Farah, is what we teach the world.
that's right.
So that's why we have no problem with what any man say when them keeping it real. We have problem, so I speak for my generation now. We have problem
Right,
when
right.
people now want to rewrite the history.
I got you.
That's why a lot of people now have problem with the things them I'm saying.
Right, I
Because
know.
because them never privilege to these information.
Right,
When me I let out now.
right,
Right? So that's why you hear me say, my generation Jamaican now will say, everybody knows say, true Bunny are talking about. Bunny, you should not tell them. See?
right,
And my thing is
right,
that because we not tell the world what them for know, this is what doing the damage. Because third, fourth, fifth, and sixth generation now coming and rewriting their history and rubbing out what the original foundation struggle was all about. So
right,
today, you know, I've the militant Rasta again. Everybody's Bible preacher and Bible prophet and all these things, right? So it
right.
becomes now, Rasta becomes a big church. It's a big church now. And everybody now is priest and prophet. And everybody
Right,
I get dream from his majesty. And me never see his majesty in my sleep yet. Right?
right. Me
Because
neither.
the whole vibration where we did grow up is what can we do to move the cause? When I come to America, that's why a Rasta man would have tried it for recruit you and others, because it's the black struggle that we are trying to unite back then to go forward. Today, Rasta only want to get your money.
Okay, so this is something I want to say to the Jamaican roster because I'm not just talking to you, we got people watching. There was certain brethren that would come and would see rosters like myself and call me a Yankee. And now there's brothers all the way in Africa call you a slave. So you see what you reap, what you sow. So now, if Rasta and Jamaica don't watch it, South African Rasta gonna run things, and then they're gonna call Jamaican Rasta slaves.
Now listen, me tell you something now, since you touch upon that. Yeah?
Let's go.
Last night, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
get a call last night from a young, not a young soldier, I think this is a third generation Rasta because he's six. The Rasta we called me last night was 63-year-old.
My group, right?
Right. So listen this now. Just listen careful. Normally I don't repeat certain things.
Mm-hmm.
This Rasta man called me from Tanzania. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And he had a Rasta man with him that was 74-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
The 74-year-old Rasta man went to Tanzania from 1986.
Mm.
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
President Nyerere give this Rasta man and a next Jamaican man 1,000 acre of land
Mm.
for repatriation
Mm.
from 1986.
You're right.
It boiled down to one of the man them dead,
Mm.
and this 74-year-old man still alive, but old and feeble now. The other partner that get the land, them don't get the land for themselves, Them get the land for repatriation purpose, like a pilot
Right.
program. Both of them wife is in conflict now. The
Mm.
one we dead, his wife come back from England trying to sort out the land. The Kenyan and people them beat her
Mm.
and run her back to England. So
Mm.
she's here in England and fight for the land from here in England.
Mm.
The 74-year-old man, the Tanzanian people them move on upon the land and I fight him now for the land.
Mm.
Now, the 63-year-old vanguard is there with him by himself. Upon the land is a Rasta community. The community make up of over 30 Rasta, but out of the 30 Rasta family is only 4 Jamaican family.
Mm.
So 26 other family is Tanzanian family.
Mm.
The Tanzanian family want the Jamaican off the land. So now, that is one part of a struggle. We know that Sasha Marley, them want Rasta for the land too.
Mm-hmm.
And there is other, everywhere in South Africa, the baby in a Rasta, they have 4 million Rasta, and they came into, it's like how you come into Rasta through Kojo,
Mm-hmm.
they come into Rasta through Bongo Watto,
Mm-hmm.
who is supposed to be the ice priest in a Rasta. Now, Bongo Watto is who burn out reggae music.
Mm.
Bongo Timeson, who is Rastani, he came in one of my platforms, one of my broadcasts the other day, and he make a statement that, okay, you all is following Bongo Watto. But Bongo Watto, tell him whole family, him wife and him children, to cut them locks, because the only Rasta supposed to be in the family is him.
Mm.
See that? So
Wow.
Rasta is a very complex movement, and today the South African Rasta, because they are 4 million strong, they are bigger than the population of Jamaica. And as
Mm-hmm.
such, you don't want to go to South Africa now. Go live amongst Rasta.
Mm.
I speak it over and over and over that South Africa is the best place I ever live in terms of luxurious life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I never live amongst Rasta.
Right.
People have it off, Rasta people have it off, say, boy, you's not one of us because you never come live amongst us. I, again, try to explain, I listen what you say, that if and when the time come and we're going forward to Africa, we have to go with the army.
Right.
Because now, a lot of things that we are taking for granted here in the West. What you said just now, you stand by your square, you're at Chicago Heights.
Right.
You think that is a normal or a light statement? Everything you
No.
know is how Chicago do it. What you gonna do when you're going to Africa? Erase your mind, erase everything you know? No.
No, I'm gonna take Chicago with me.
Right. So so now, if you're gonna take Chicago with you, yeah, I'm gonna take Jamaica with me.
Hey, but one thing they don't know, I'm a Jamaican too.
No, wait,
So
no, wait, no,
boy,
wait,
they
no.
better not.
You see, you jump the gun now, because when I'm going to show you, Farah, you want to take Chicago with you, me I take Jamaica with me, but I did already live with you in the U.S.
Hey, one thing they don't know, I'm an unofficial Jamaican.
Yeah, but
Boy,
Farah,
them better hold them corner for them pick
Farah,
up two con, you
Farah,
know.
Farah,
Them pick up two con, you know.
Farah, it's not you alone. Yeah, listen this now, Farah. Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, St. Kitts, Montserrat, all these places are in the Americas.
Right.
So we are one people here in the West.
Duh.
We are one people here in the West. So
Only one people.
if
Right.
if tomorrow we have to go, all you have to do, find a part of Africa and put we there, so, and we will survive all together
Yes.
under the same culture.
Yes. No
Right.
problem.
The problem gonna be is the African them, because culture versus culture. Because that's
Mm.
what, if you're going as a normal man right now, that's your face, you know.
Mm.
You have to go deal with that. And that is what everybody will go in there and see it, come back and try to water it down and polish it and mislead other people, say, Africa sweet. Africa not nice.
Right.
Because you can't be yourself. So it be nice. Oh, me for go Africa and everything where me did ever know. Me
Right.
have to drop that in order. When me come America, me never have to drop nothing for it. Me just find a corner and fly away the house.
And you're good.
I'm a good. Later on, house party I keep and me feel like me want to come to your house party. Me come to your house party. I'm a good. This is how
Right.
we learn from each other.
Right.
Now, if you go to Africa, what you will see, because of our mindset,
Mm.
we will see and we will create opportunity that the average African man will not see in his country because of other reason.
Right.
So you will start flourish because look on you, Farah. You're a sound producer. Just imagine if you go anywhere in Africa right now and drop shop.
Mm.
right away your studio kick off.
Right.
Because so much raw talent that come to you now that it's like you know have hand for work
Right.
talent.
Right.
So you will be successful. But while you become successful, you have some other people you know, and I say, yo, the Rasta, him too successful.
Right.
And bad mindset and him want to come burn down your studio.
Right.
Or him want to come push up on you, tax you. And no
Right.
guy, you know make no guy tax you. You have to go talk with to this.
Right.
You see? So that's how the
Right.
struggle is now. Or you forget security to make
Right.
sure say them people that can't come too close to you.
Right.
So a lot of people, because you have this brethren when I follow, go black to Africa. Yeah? And
Mm-hmm.
me listen program all the while. And some basic things where we take for granted. You see, the things them that you as a vegan right now a feed pan. You think if you're going to Africa, you can afford to live on these things?
No, I'd have to grow it myself. Yeah.
See? So we can't just it to go to Africa, it takes a lot of spending. You have to have that. And you cannot, the have cannot live amongst the have not. It just not gonna work.
Right.
And you can't go in with your heart on your shoulder. Because people will just take you for a ride.
Now, you know, the reason I had to complaining is because coming up as a young roster, it seems to me like people waited until a lot of the vanguard is gone and now they talking crazy. Because you know yourself, certain things people saying, they not be able to say that in the 80s. It would have been problems. So now
Yes.
I'm seeing like the guy that wrote the book, like they would have burned him out. Like I ain't trying to,
No.
I don't know. I'm still stuck in the past.
Yeah, but
Like
listen,
in the
listen. No,
80s.
but you're not in the past. Listen now. Let me put a correction on what you're saying. You're not wrong for what you're saying. Don't ever think that you're wrong.
Don't it seem like that? Don't it seem like everybody's now getting kind of, so certain things I never say because I'm staying true to the way I was bought into it. So certain things I just don't say
Listen,
because
Farah, you're not wrong. And I'm here to tell you you're not wrong. Now, that youth would never even think to write that book in the first place. In, say, 40 years ago. He would never.
right,
Because the activity that was taking place was too hot. The fear that we had for crossing certain line. Because one, him write a book like that, somebody would have think like, how I'm write a book there. When know about
right,
I and I. When
right,
know about I and I. See? So him come out time yard and somebody just bag him.
right. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that one reason I was so high strung is because they started to fight against us in the late 80s. When I came back from Hawaii and I come to LA, they began to fight against I and I. They started to push world beat. They started to play all this African music on the reggae show. They started trying to figure out how Europeans could be Rasta. They started dropping songs, you don't have to be jet to be Rasta. I always hated that song because that's true, but why make a song about it? Because now you're encouraging phonies. So you're basically saying anybody now can just say them anything.
Listen what how the problem come about now, Pharaoh. I had talked to a young Rast the other day, and the Rast tell me say, Rastafari bigger than Jamaica. See that? That's what you talking about.
Right.
What you talking about? Rastafari
Right.
can't bigger than Jamaica. Jamaica built it, it's bigger than Jamaica. Then him
Right.
said to me, say, Rastafari left Jamaica. I say, yes, it left Jamaica, but it have to come back to Jamaica. It can't leave and then come back, come and tell we, give we the order and direction. Now,
And see,
no,
that don't make sense because Rastafari is global.
no, it
So
can't
how
be.
you gonna be how
No,
you
it
gonna
can't
be
be
global
global.
and
No, it
leave
can't be
somewhere?
global. No, fear, you have to check yourself on that, man. You talk about global. Look what you're saying. Rastafari is black. It's not
Right,
global,
but
it's black.
I mean black globally,
No, no,
the
no,
black people
but
globally.
no, but listen, when you say global, if you don't put the black in it,
Yeah, I gotta put the black in there. I
yeah, because
got you.
that's why it becomes so confusing because everybody
Right,
has said them a Rasta now.
right,
And
right.
that
I
you
mean
promote look a
black.
while,
Yeah, I gotta say black. Right, you
Yeah,
right.
listen, Rastafari is black.
Right,
Yeah?
right.
And that's when you see, you hear the conflict. You hear the conflict now. Rastafari is black. So I
Right,
now say, that's why I would have endorse the youth. Because I'm a black youth.
right.
That's why I endorse him, he's a black youth. Now, if he was a white youth, I would have open arms like you. Yeah.
Right.
Because we are going at it from a whole heap of different angle, but as a black youth. No, this black youth, yeah, was just
Mm-hmm.
like Sizzler, was just like Anthony B, was just like Luton Fire, was just like Luciana, it was just like any other black youth. The only difference between him and them, all of them other black youth, I just call it while, them never start out dread, you know. I grow them going
Right,
to dread, you know.
right.
Me can show you a picture right now. Ah, ah, ah. Ah, 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 ah. Ram name, Juna Reed.
Right.
Every time Juna Reed see him embarrassed. Juna Reed head baller than mine and him face cleaner than the youth face.
Right.
In my kitchen. We have to know, I don't know what these little boys is doing to themselves. Look at Sizzler, Capleton, Luciana, Juna Reed. The whole of them look like whole man. Them a little boy.
Mm.
You don't realize that little boy, the whole of them.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know what they do to themselves. Why them look how them look.
So, oh, right.
Yeah, them a little boy them since about 1976. I just start by 1978. A little boys them and make themselves Lego themselves and make
Mm.
themselves look so rough in order fit I present now when I present. Them is little boy them don't know nothing.
Mm.
Now, when you say Rasta global, we have to put clarity upon that.
Right.
Rastafari global because it's a black
Black.
thing.
Right.
If you say, when a youth I say global now, and if a hell that tell you say Rastafari global, it might mislead you.
Yeah. The point I was making though is how could you say Rastafari love Jamaica when Rastafari's in Jamaica?
Yeah,
That's the
because
point I was trying to make it.
yeah, but
Like
yeah,
how it
brother,
left.
yeah, but that's where the
Like
youth and me said that the youth that tell me.
how it
I mean, I have
left.
to run him with that because it can't left Jamaica.
How it left.
It can't left Jamaica. It down there.
That don't make sense.
It down there, the
Yeah.
left, right? Is the world take on to Rasta now. The world take on to Rasta.
Right.
And now the world, because the world see Rasta becomes like dormant.
Right.
Yeah, Rasta becomes dormant.
Right.
So Rasta,
No more.
the only Rasta where them I hear from right now is King Pharaoh and the badass.
Right.
Them now hear. So you get mad when you see Ida Star do him do, and it's like he will get away with it. A
It's like
promotion,
he was trying to make excuses for the fact he ain't got no locks.
yeah,
And he was wearing that big head wrap,
yeah,
and then he got it wrapped. And I didn't want to disrespect him because he did my show, but I was like, dang, I just thought, the whole time I thought you had dreads under there.
right. So the whole idea, but I know
What we doing?
listen, it's not him alone. The whole of them look young boy that fraud. The whole of them is fraud. But we know what? It's the either style thing can hide. And it's not my position here to come here and rinse out them individual because
Right,
they are not bothering me. Why you think either star is in this problem?
right.
Because he is trying to undermine my work. First, he must say no bad man can a rasta, no gunman can a rasta, no this can. And him is saying all of this. And
Somebody said he had locks, but he had an illness. I understand that. He might have had an illness, but when you got the big, that's somebody in the chat, when you got the big thing wrapped on your head, like my locks could fall out, but I'm not going to wrap no thing on my head. I'm just going to put on the cap and.
Farah, my locks no fall off, you know. Me the shooter.
Yeah,
Me the
right,
shooter.
right,
So when me shoot you, it's a bald man shoot you.
right.
If me have on locks and shoot, is Rasta shoot you.
Yeah, but see, you don't count because you was born in it.
Right, but
So once you born in it, like how you, if you're born a Rasta, a baby Rasta, you can't unrasta.
no.
How you gonna unrasta when you
Right,
was born in it?
right. So what happened? When you have people now, you see, you have that knowledge. But on the Asian Council platform, I have a million Rasta tell me, say, for go back my locks before I can come talk to them.
Nah,
You see? So
they talking crazy.
this is how, so them now look and say, you have man for different works. The works where me can carry out right now, it's not for you. It's not for the priest. It's not for the prophet. Since we have all
Right,
these people. Yeah?
right,
So now, what a lot of people not relating to Rasta as a physical, real movement with different
right,
component to it.
right,
Now, Farah, the point of this little youth now, I'm in this country from 1976, going back and forth all over the world and base here, yeah? There is a lot of elder before me, and there's a lot of elder that have children. This youth, he's not from a Rasta family.
right,
But to me, the aspiration that I have for him, you see the same way how you feel about Obama
right,
as one of your people.
right.
This is how I have to relate to this youth. I have to make some real youth now and real people.
I understand, but Obama, if he says a Rasta, I'll burn him.
What?
If Obama said he was a Rasta, I'd burn
No,
him.
man, then about me, no, you can't listen.
Hey,
But
if Obama cool long as he's Obama, but if he try to say a Rasta, I'll burn him out.
so listen this now. So you tell me now, say if you say one of Obama, listen, me know, me go talk. So you tell me now, say if Obama daughter, when I'm daughter,
Right,
end up with a Rasta, end up with my son then, end up with one of
right,
my son.
right,
And my son a Rasta, you know.
right,
Right. And Obama daughter end up with one of my son.
right,
Right? And she end up have a baby for my son.
right,
And the next thing you see her, she start go her locks.
right,
And she start tell the world, say, yeah, me a Rasta.
Right.
right? What you expect Obama to do? Run our way?
No, he can embrace her, but he ain't no Rasta.
No,
His
no, no,
daughter
no, no,
is.
no, no, no. But me not finish it. So him now run with
Okay.
him daughter.
Right.
Right. And him daughter end up convert him. Because him love her that much.
Right.
Yeah, because that happened to me now.
Right.
To the point now where him start talk favorable.
Right.
Then Michelle start feel the vibes now.
Right.
So the link now, the Rasta disease spread now upon the Obama. Where
Right.
at some stage, them declare, say them a Rasta. Where you go say, them a Rasta?
Yeah. It depends on if they. It depends.
Depends on what.
And if they say they're a Rasta, that's fine. But if they start promoting a certain type of thing, that's what the problem is. So I don't got no problem with the youth being a Rasta. I got a problem with him out there opening up the door for just anybody now with a haircut can just start saying they're a Rasta, because that's what he gonna do.
No, but no man,
He gonna open up
that's
because we
what you are
already got.
add to him
Look
say.
at look
You
at
are
we
add
already
that to
got,
it. No,
and
listen,
then
but listen this now, Farah. Be real now and practical.
mm-hmm,
Michelle is a lawyer.
right,
Obama is also a lawyer too, you know.
right.
Right. So you are tell me now say if them two people start embrace Rasta, them go Lego all them other knowledge.
No, but here go the thing. The brother, the reason I have a problem with the brother, because when he write the book, it's not that he just claim he a Rasta, but when he start to point out Leonard Howell and start to make all these excuses and highlight
Him no make no
everybody,
excuse. Stop right there, somewhere. Him no make no excuse, Farah. Him no make no excuse. What you know about Leonard Howell? Let's start now serious. Tell us what you know about Leonard. Leonard Howell is a bald man.
exactly. So
Right. So
when I see this
him no make
brother,
no excuse. He must show you say him is a Rasta just like Leonard Howell. And that he must show you. You can't take that from him. And that the man say, no, him say my Leonard or him a Rasta like but
uh,
Bedwood, Howell.
okay, but let's put the whole thing together.
Yeah.
So if I see him, he got a book, and he's saying he a Rasta.
Forget him book. Him say my Rasta.
Hold on. He say him a Rasta.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I find out I just star ain't got no locks and he was faking with a big thing.
I just start trick him.
And then they together, it's gonna make me think it's some kind of conspiracy.
Yes.
What am I?
That's no. Me already say him never know say either star don't have no locks. Him don't say either star beard.
Right.
So and him never go into either star. Him go to either star as a beard man wrap up. Him check say the Rasta man. So him just did want give either star the book, but either star engage him. Wrongfully engage him.
And I burnt both of them.
Right. No, I'm not saying, but listen. I already established that I know where you come from, and the fire where you throw was right, because nobody listen. I know him alone, you know realize say a one man at Jamaica right now stand up right now. One man me here a stand up, and a foot of hype, and him not have no locks.
Here goes the problem. It's not just about locks or not. It's about overlooking all the brothers and sisters in Jamaica that was beat because of it. And so I feel like they belittle what the suffering that people suffer. They play it off. I'm hearing in Jamaica they saying,
you are bring that to the table. Him never do that.
Yeah, but they saying when you put it all together, people use the word like long hair boy, long hair this. But the thing is, we must never forget the suffering. Because like I said, I came up under Kojo and he suffered.
Hey, listen to this. Listen to this. We can't personalize the suffering. Can't.
But you can't. But you
Let,
can't
let me tell you
talk
what.
about.
Let me
You
tell you why
can't
now.
talk
Yeah.
about locks
Let me tell you
like
why.
it's just a hairstyle. You can't talk about locks like it's a hairstyle and leave out the death,
Farah,
the murder, the history
Farah,
of the
Farah,
brutality.
Farah. Let me tell you something about suffering now. Yeah. We not talk about no propaganda suffering, you know. And wholly part of suffering when you hear Rasta talk about the propaganda.
Yeah, but the guy that wrote a book, he can get a job before me.
Yeah, but that's not what we're gonna focus on. We're talking about Rasta and suffering. Let me show you something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a my generation Rasta vanguard. You see when we
Right,
get captured, all you know much prison canteen, riot on in a riot through we. You know why? One
why?
time black American nobody in the prison canteen when we go in the mess hall, you know in the yard of it run, yeah?
Right, right, right.
When you sell fly and it's slap up time you're going for your breakfast, yeah? When you reach the mess hall door, you find the line I go backward. I saw the line I go backward. And the police them a wonder, move up. Nobody no want to sit down side of no Rasta.
Okay, right, right.
Nobody no
But see,
want to sit down
here
side
go
of
the
no
thing.
Rasta.
Your generation had death before dishonor. This I just wanted to make sure that I put the history out there when I was talking. Your generation was death before dishonor, but that was based off of dreadlocks because they was beating y'all elders, and that was only because of their hair. We
Yeah,
never get beat because of Haile Selassie. We never got beat because of Africa. We never got beat because of our belief in Africa. We got beat because of the hair.
yes. But the whole thing, my generation, you know much police lose them life for that.
That's what I'm saying.
So I
So
know
now
one way, I
people,
know one way thing, I know one way like we just to get abused. We put
so
some
they
gunshot
can't
by some
just,
people too.
so they can't, a historian can't leave that part out the story when they talk about
Yeah,
locks.
but listen this Farah.
And that's what I feel like dude is doing. I
No,
feel
no,
like
no,
he
but
left
listen
the
this Farah.
separation out.
Listen this Farah. I'm going to tell you something now. Look how long you want me for do this.
Right.
Right. You know how long that you that try to link me? You know how long?
A long time.
Right. But me no friend like that. Because I'm still guarded as to the things them that I will say. Don't
Right.
not because you see me I talk. I'm still guarded because there's still things that can't just come say publicly.
Right.
The youth send me a voice message and the youth state how long he's trying to contact me, how long he might follow me too.
Right.
Now, you don't hear this. Ida Star hear this. That's why I'm going to Ida Star. Where
Right.
the youth say, well, I'm right already. I well, I'm right. But he's willing to update it as him get clarification. To me, this is a good thing. What you would like right now, I have already invited him that I will let my archive be open to him. And then I'm thinking about it. I said, do I really want to share this archive with anyone? Because it's the archive,
Right.
at one stage I did hold the archive as a dear thing.
Right.
But I put on a fine scoop and go look back at the archive. And I go put the spotlight on um, Rex Ford, AJ Smith, Annie Palm, um, this guy that do philosophy and opinion that edit it,
Right,
and
right,
all these people, and all these people that do reports by Rasta. When you look at it, they're all some funny people. No Rasta, no write, no book, all no.
right.
I can't count by my one hand. The Rasta them will write book. No Rasta no write no book. And one Rasta will write a book when me know personally. And it's Bones. And
You
we not
see,
talk about Born for Dead.
one reason I'm so passionate. A lot of people got to know this. As a young Rasta, when I'm in Compton and I go live with Kojo, and people don't understand that when you're around another black brother and you got your locks and everything, and he tell you personally the violence that affects you. You know, that cut deep. Because I'm walking around America, I don't have to go through that. So with Kojo telling me personally of the violence, how they was beating them, that affects you. So I wouldn't be right if I didn't make sure I kept what he taught me and let them know the sincerity. Now just don't say locks. Because my brethren was killed, could have got killed for that. So they just, to me, they kind of just brushing it off like just a hairstyle. That's what get me upset. They not dealing with the people that sisters and brothers was killed for that. So let's not just brush it off like just locks.
Yeah, but
It's
listen,
more serious than that.
but listen this now, Farah. My first son that born in this country, I think he's 46 years old this year.
Right,
Right. My first daughter, she's 45 years old. And is 8 of them that born in this country. The baby, she's 13.
right,
Right. Now, so my first two child old and this young man. Now, my children, them, they take me for granted, Farah. I'm just dad. Badass, dad. That's it.
right. That's right.
They born. Them a Rasta baby.
Right,
But them not think upon the level say there's a legacy where them come up in now.
right.
Right. So for me, this young man is very brave. And it's for me, to actually pull him in like how Kojo did pull you in.
Well, here go the thing. That's why people need to watch this because when I talk to you and he say good, then he good.
Yeah.
In the story.
Because
See, they don't know rank. They don't know rank and file. Whatever my idea is, once I talk to a superior general and you say good, case closed. Am I right, Ross?
yes, because you see, what up now,
Case
Farah?
closed.
I have a duty now. Remember, the greatest thing that I hear this youth say, that's where my ears jump.
Right.
Him, I tell the world, say him a Rasta. How he becomes a Rasta? I know me to make him in a Rasta. And he make himself in a Rasta.
Yeah, but compared to what what you went through as a kid, he's an easy roster.
No, but you see me now look on it from that angle,
Yeah,
Farah.
but how can I not? I'm old and my elders
But
got
I'm
beat.
older
So
than you,
yeah,
Farah.
he's a
I'm older than you, Farah. That me say, I look on it. Remember what I say? When I was a youth, I grew up.
you went through it.
Not only went through it, I hear the elder them attack. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if me say something, the elder would have said, make we hear what Bunny have to say. See? So
Right,
them give me a hearing.
right,
When me say what me have to say, it might wanna be it might be one of the dumbest thing.
Right, but they let you say it. Right.
But they make me say it. And then the next elder will say, then Bunny, if you feel you can't do that, man, go do that for you and I. You see? So them give me the okay.
Right.
Enough okay me get to know.
Right.
Because all me is my mind work a certain way. So me we hear you talk and my mind does them. I say, that's the problem. So why stop if I'm going to do it?
Right.
You see that? So right away, you're going to know, say, see a man ready to go do it there. For example, time is a problem. Time is a problem.
Right.
Then we no can't fix time problem for him, man. See that?
Right.
Nobody now ask me, oh, you know. But me just say me can't fix time problem.
Right.
See that?
I got you, Ross.
And them say, go fix it. And it get fixed. Simple as that.
You.
So we don't have no problem with time again. So the youth say my Rasta. And me hear how the youth articulate. And that me hear, you know, how strongly him say it and how articulate him is. And me I say, wait, no man, the youth are good man. The youth are ready for some work. Him can't work. Him can't work without him have elders now. Him need for we need for harness him in, bring him in, and put him back out. For serve I and I. Okay. And would I like to know, say, that youth one day become somebody, as a senator or a councillor, and him in with the in crowd. But him can say, just like how you can say, my elder was Kojo Brown, him can say, Badass was my elder. Right. Badass teach me the roots and the culture from Bakawal days where black people go through. Him don't know nothing about Bakawal, but him need to be schooled.
I understand that.
Him is a Rasta right now out of music and out of some misinformation that him decipher when him read about. Him never get a button stick lick yet. Him not forget a button stick lick.
You know what? This makes me think about Kojo. And he would agree with you because coming up as a Rasta in Chicago, when I would smoke chalice with the Rasta, everybody was Rasta. But when I lived with Kojo, he was smoking chalice with the regular people in Compton. And I had never seen that before.
See?
His neighbors and all of that. So I know if Kojo would not like me probably going at the youth. But still, people are saying stuff in 2023 that they would not be allowed to say in 1983. And
that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. But do you realize that Kojo was a real military man?
So see, I got somebody in my chat right now saying you don't have to be dread to be Rasta.
Leave them alone, man.
Look, he said this is not a dreadlock thing.
Leave him alone.
Don't here go the thing. The person in the chat ain't gonna suffer. He an easy Rasta. Yeah, and I'm gonna stand on that. Listen, the person in the chat's an easy Rasta. He didn't get beat like Kojo. He didn't get beat like the brother. So he a soft Rasta. He taking the easy Rasta. That's an easy Rasta.
Hey.
Because now you can walk down the street and you ain't Rasta. Hey. And you can get on here and say you Rasta, and then you can walk the street and not be Rasta. But those of us with locks, we can't turn it on and turn it off and turn it on and turn it off. We Rasta 24/7, 365. So I can't, this man, he can't pretend he me when he can walk down the street and still be a regular guy.
Fear.
He's saying he Rasta, but that's something he got to confess out his mouth. And that's why I got the problem with, because those of us with locks, I'm off. We ain't gotta say nothing.
Farah.
So now this guy, he not a roster when people see him. So if you stand this guy up here to say you don't gotta have locks, and you stand him outside, and you stand me outside, guess who's gonna get discriminated against? The one without locks or me? Me.
Farah. The situation is that Kojo take all the beating, so him can't come say what him a say. I already take all the abuse. Kojo, Farah, I man get all Farah, yeah?
Right.
And the police them put me flat for lie down on my belly. And a big fat policeman sit down in my spine. Yeah? And lift up my foot like you know how you shoe ass.
Right.
And a next policeman with a 10-pound sledgehammer and lift me like this. Boom.
Right.
Boom. Boom. See that? And next time, there's so much thing that we go through. These things today, Rasta, our people in general, will not go through. Those were the dark days when police could have hold you and do things to you like that. So that's why you can't have a song now, you don't have to dread to be a Rasta, because Rasta now get no beaten again. If Rasta did still get beaten, you wouldn't have so much dread. You don't realize?
Yeah, but I get beat because I can't get no job. And this guy that's saying he could get a job. I can't get no job. So I'm still getting beat economically. Like this guy on here that's saying he a roster with no dreads, he can go and not be no roster. I know what I'm saying. He could be a roster when he want to be a roster. And then when he go out in the world, he could be a regular guy. So I can't let him compare himself to me. He not me. I can't turn it on and turn it off.
Fear.
If I wear my coat over where you can't see my dreads, people treat me different. Like people treated you different as a young roster than they treat you today. That's a fact.
Fear. Me tell you something about I now, yeah? You don't see no dread from me right now.
Right.
Because you're blind.
Because you had them.
No. Again,
a lot of people
listen, Fear, listen again.
Okay.
You not see no dread from me right now. Yeah?
Right.
But anywhere me go, right now, people see the dread.
But things was worse for you when you was younger with the dread than it is
Nothing
now.
no change for me, Fear. Nothing no change for I. It's not just the locks alone that make you be a Rasta. Everything about me.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying the locks bring sufferation. And that's why the young brother got to talk to me to write his book. We know you don't need dreadlocks to be a Rasta, but locks bring sufferation and separates you in the white man's system. It identifies you as a radical before you open your mouth. When you grow this hair on your head, and soon as I come outside, I'm identified right off the top. If I cut my hair, I can sneak all through here. If I cut my locks right now, I could be a different person.
But that's you, Fear. I'm telling you now that the tribulation that me bear, yeah, I'm still bearing it right now without locks. The discrimination that I would have bear with locks, not having no locks, me still a bear it.
Because you get the black discrimination.
Huh?
You get discrimination for being black.
Right.
But I get discrimination for being black
and Rasta.
having that.
And Rasta.
I get both of them.
You get a double whammy.
I get the double. You know, so it's not that I'm not saying that you can't say you're a Rasta. I just don't like the way people underplaying the sufferation of locks. They're playing locks like it's just a hairstyle, but locks is a war. That's why I got a problem at.
Locks can be a war,
Locks
Farah.
is definitely a war in the white man world. And in Chicago, a white man, y'all listen, in Chicago, a white man must keep his hair above the ear. A white man cannot grow his hair long. In a job market in Chicago, if you want to work for a bank, you want to work in some of these big companies, they have a dress code for even a white man. So that's why when you see these white dudes with this long hair, they have to go work for themselves. They won't let them in the system. That's a fact. A white man can't even be in the system with long
Farah,
hair. Show me any commercial of a white successful businessman with long hair. You'll never see it.
Farah, the reason come down to is like I just ear and the locks we're talking about. And I mean, your position is clear, and I know that you get discrimination because of I hear you can't get a job, so you have to create your own job. So that is a point that is made. Now, that's all we're going to reason about.
No, because if we got fake rosters with dreads, imagine how many fake people we gonna have without them.
Yeah, but listen
Hey,
this.
JAHBUNNY, if we got a bunch of fraudulent rosters with dreads, once we open up the door,
Farah, we never open the door. The door already open. Batman have locks, Sodomite have locks. Everybody
okay,
does have locks now.
that's
It's
fine.
cheaper because them no one got
If you
barber
want to
shop
be, listen, if you want to be a baddie man with locks, fine, but you can't be no roster.
without locks.
No, you can't be no baddie man roster.
But you can't tell a different about the man with locks different from you. You can't tell.
Okay,
How can
that's
you?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
but
now, if a bald head baddie man can be a roster, that's a double whammy
yeah, but
too.
listen this. Farah, you
Because
have Farah,
hey, listen,
Farah.
this is just a joke. Hey, pretty soon, so now the baddie man, he ain't even going to grow locks.
No, but
He can
Farah,
just,
Batman Rasta being a grow locks.
you understand what I'm saying?
No, but I tell you, Sodomite and Batman, 3/4 of them have locks. How do you differentiate? Oh,
Because I tell you this, if you're a baddie man with locks, you still ain't gonna get a certain job. That a straight man without locks could get hired before a gay black man with locks.
but
That's a
I don't
fact.
know that's enough, Farah.
I do.
Yeah, but
Here in America, there's a dress code. You have to shave. They run commercials. They run commercials all day. Electric shave, chic, the best the man can. In America, you're supposed to shave. You're supposed to go to the barber shop to be a good American. To be a good American, you must go to the barber shop. You must shave. They selling shaving cream and shaving products all the time. You must put on your shaving lotion to be the proper man in the Babylon system. You must cut your hair. That's a fact.
in Jamaica, that's not the law.
In Jamaica, the same way. That's why they cut the sister's hair out.
No, man.
They cut Zazinga's hair out.
No, man.
The
Cutting it.
police cut her hair off, and the police
Man,
cut her hair
Fear,
off.
don't mix up the thing now, Fear, man. You confuse people, man. Them cut.
You know what I'm saying,
No,
though.
no, no,
Listen.
but Fear, them cut.
Let me make myself clear. I'm not saying you can't be a Rasta. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't diminish the sufferation of the locks.
Yeah, but we're talking about Fear. You made a statement before that, and the statement was, in America, there is a code that you have
Definitely.
to, right? And
Yes.
I'm saying that in Jamaica, that's not the case. And then you go to Nangzima. So you gone left me because
in Jamaica, you do got to cut your hair.
no, man. They, have minister where have locks, man. You have minister where have locks. You have police where have locks. and beard and everything,
Here,
man. And
listen, here we got certain people to get jobs and stuff like, but the basic European statue around the world is clean shaven and barbershop. A barbershop is one of the biggest businesses in America. Razors are being sold crazy. Combs, brushes, combs, scissors, and haircuts is a huge industry in America and around the world. And all of the most successful people got haircuts.
yeah, but what I'm saying, Farah, yeah, what
Right,
I'm saying is that in Jamaica, where
right,
Rasta, where Rasta originate,
right,
Rasta man is in every part of society down there. Then you go to Nengzima, and Nengzima haircut was a malicious act.
right.
That wasn't Jamaica act. That was a malicious act in a liquor station where some police take it upon themselves to do that. That's not the norm. It's not the norm. And you have to understand now Jamaica culture, because Jamaica is not the same like 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
Yeah, but see, I'm come up
Jamaica
in
is being
19,
policed now by America.
I come up in 79, 80, where you see Rasta. What they want to do is now you got to announce you a Rasta. So now if you can have a haircut and be a Rasta, you got to announce it. You got to tell me a Rasta. I come from the area where you see Rasta there.
But no, you
No
can't.
announcement.
But no, you can't see Rasta now. That's the difference. You can't see Rasta now, you know.
Well, it used to be.
Yeah, but you can't see Rasta now. When you see a man with locks today,
He could be anything.
yeah, when you see a woman today with locks, them can be
She could be
anything.
anything.
So you have to announce now, say a Rasta today. You have to announce it.
Right.
So that's what the youth do. The youth announce them a Rasta. So what is the difference? Because you have no locks. You have people
Yeah.
right now with locks where if you say Rasta, I'm telling you, me a Rasta.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. But I don't have no problem with him saying he a Rasta. I have a problem with them diminishing the history of the sufferation.
Yeah, but
People talking about locks
Farah,
and erasing the history
Farah,
of the sufferation.
Farah, the problem with this now, you need to listen to the youth. The youth make a reply to the Ida Star thing, you know. He used my
Right.
platform to make that reply. But you haven't
Right.
listened to that as yet because you're up all night from last night, so you don't get round to that. So when
I'm
you
gonna check it out.
so when you check that out, you're gonna realize now, say, the youth admit, the youth not in denial, him admit, say, and point out, say, is Ida Star misused. Yeah. So
Right.
we're having now a conversation that is getting, because the youth already say him need guidance. The youth a follow you too, you know.
Right.
Yeah, the youth a follow you too. And that's why me make sure say me put that out so you could get to see what the youth
Okay.
say.
So if you're watching me, young brother, and you want some guidance, get out the barbershop, throw away the scissors and the comb. I'm still on the same. I'm still Rasta. I'm still since I throw the comb away. Since I throw,
Yeah,
I'm not change. Well,
yeah.
I'm not going. Hey,
But listen this though. You are advising, you are confusing him now, cause me, I embrace him how him is right now, cause me I
and if
look.
you embrace him, then
Yeah,
it's
me I
good.
embrace him. Listen, you know how me is. Me I go embrace
Right,
him until him become disobedient, then me renounce him.
right. You're doing right. I mean, if
Yeah,
you
me have to
see something
embrace
in
him
him, it's not for me.
because embrace, listen to this Farah. It's a big giant step that you take. And
Right.
yeah, so we have to embrace him so we can bring in other youth.
I agree, but at the same time, too, somebody got to be the same way. And all I'm doing is just being the same
Yes,
Ramesses.
and I know that what you're doing,
Yeah,
I'm not in conflict with
I
what you do.
can't change. I can't change up, and that'll be phony. I gotta be the same way.
Yeah, but
Uh,
Farah, I am embracing everything you are saying as my brother. The only
uh,
the only difference that you in Chicago, US,
right,
and I am here with the youth. This is the first youth me see.
right.
Declare at the first youth me. I'm so happy to see a youth.
I do not look down on brothers and sisters because they don't got dreadlocks. They still my brothers and my sisters. So he's still my brother. So I'm not gonna look down on him. But now when you say the word Rasta, special thing that. You know,
Again,
special.
all
Now
right,
now the world might be accepting a new Rasta,
all right.
but
Listen this now.
me coming up under the
Farah,
Rastas I come under, me not
Farah,
accept no new Rasta thing.
Farah. If
Yeah.
Bonnie Judah, did you watch the interview with me and Bonnie Judah?
No, I didn't get to catch it, Ross. I got to check it out.
No, Bonnie Judah is my one of my second to last daughter, you know. And we did that interview over nearly a year ago. Yeah? And
Right,
her interview with me, people was able to see JAHBUNNY, a softer side of JAHBUNNY.
right,
Them was able to see the fatherly side of JAHBUNNY.
right,
Right. Now, if you catch Bonnie Judah, Bonnie Judah is just like any other young girl.
right,
Right. Now, Bonnie Judah she want to become a rap artist.
right.
You know who is fair inspiration?
Who?
Spice.
Okay.
Right. Now, that is my daughter. How me I gonna deal with that?
Hey, none of my children got dreads but my youngest daughter.
Right. But
But none of them can't say they Rasta.
they can't say them a Rasta.
Nah, they
Why?
gotta be Rasta.
Why?
Huh? Because they gotta be Rasta like they daddy Rasta. They can't be no new Rasta.
No, man,
Daddy.
no, man. Vera, Vera,
Hey,
Vera,
listen,
Vera,
when
Vera,
I do the new Rasta,
Vera,
I still
Vera,
do the old Rasta. Hey,
Vera,
somebody.
Vera, Vera, Vera. Me dread than planner, man. You hear me say look why? Since
They
you want to
can't be
hear
the
it.
new Rasta. I
No,
don't. I don't do.
Vera, me a no new Rasta, but me dread than planner.
I know.
Yeah, because the things
But
that
you born in it. You don't count. Listen to all y'all.
yeah, but listen,
Listen. Hey,
Vera,
to
but
all y'all. Listen to all y'all that think y'all don't have to go no dreadlocks. Y'all ain't JAHBUNNY. Y'all can't do what JAHBUNNY do.
Vera,
JAHBUNNY born into this. Can't no new guy bond and carry yourself like you and hold the respect you own when they didn't pay the dues you paid. Let's talk about that. You don't got no dreadlocks. You did all this time. You did all this work for Rasta. How some little boy gonna come and not have no dreadlocks and say him is a Rasta like you?
but
Him
him
not
not,
no Rasta like
but him
you.
not say my Rasta like I.
I'm telling him he's not a Rasta
No,
like you.
him a say my Rasta, but him not say my Rasta like JAHBUNNY. Him a say my Rasta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what him a say. Him a say my
He's
Rasta.
a he's a Rasta when he announces it, but when he walk down the street, he's just a regular dude.
You gone somewhere else again. All me want to hear him say, him is a Rasta. No, Bonnie Judah, my daughter Bonnie Judah, we want to be like
Mhm.
Spice. You have to tell me say she no Rasta. She born night with her. She born night.
That's your daughter?
Yes, Bonnie Judah, yeah.
Okay, she get a pass. Dude ain't your daughter. Dude ain't your son. He
Yeah,
don't
but
get
listen
no
what
pass.
but
Who's his
listen.
father? Who's dude father? Because his father gonna have to be somebody for him to get that pass.
Yeah, no. Dude already say, dude is from, listen, dude is, remember what I said to you, say you're not listening. Dude is just like Sizzler.
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just
Yeah, but
kidding.
dude is just like Sizzler, Capleton, and Tony B, and all these Rasta that say make them is priest and prophet and whatever, messenger. Dude is just like them. None of them Rasta the way I say that. Them parents are no Rasta.
I don't have a problem with him. I have a problem with the door he's opening up. He's opening up a door
Yes, but that's
that
what
a
I'm
bunch
telling
of
you. But
fraudulent people gonna come.
no,
They're gonna be Rasta for
no,
2 or 3 years.
you're going too far now, Fiera.
It's the
You're going
truth.
too far. Listen, spot me there. So maybe you're gone left me. I'm at the place now where he is opening the door for a lot of youths. Rasta need to start attract. You know how long Rasta stop attract youths?
Right, because the youth don't. The youth want to be able to come into something easy.
Yeah, but listen. Rasta is easy today. Rasta not hard
Talk to
today.
talk to them for a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Talk to the crowd.
Rasta is not hard today. Rasta reach a stage now where all the hard work have done for them, for the youths them now to come in, where 3/4 our youths now embrace Rasta because to them there's nothing. I am happy today to see a young 32-year-old youth not have Rasta parents and actually take it on to himself to say he is a Rasta. To me, this is a beautiful and a first, and we can't beat down the youth. We have to now make sure him get the proper guidance so him can open the door for his generation to embrace the Rastafarian culture as a part of the black culture, and actually make representation on our behalf. Farah,
Yeah.
this youth, as far as I'm concerned, is a blessing to Rastafari today. Because in Jamaica, where Rasta originate, you have a whole heap of young, bright youth that is Rasta, but them don't have no voice.
Yeah, but when I was coming up, if he would have went around Kojo, say you ain't gotta have no dreads to be no Rasta, and Haile Selassie ain't God, Kojo would have cussed him.
Yeah, but you see,
Because Kojo, listen, Kojo told me, I said, Kojo, this brother got a thing with 10 things to be Rasta. He said, no, it's 3 things to be Rasta. Haile Selassie, God Almighty, Ganja for the healing of the nation, and Africa for the Africans. This is what I was taught.
right. But today, if Kojo was here, he would have to change up him talk too. That's what the problem is, you
Maybe.
know. The problem, listen to this, Farah. The problem in a Rasta, yeah?
Now, this the thing. If he teach me something and then he change it up, how I'm not gonna look at him crazy? This
No,
is
but
my problem. How can you teach a whole generation a certain way and then change it up on I
yeah, but listen to this,
and
Farah.
change
But
well
Farah,
after we already
Farah,
went according to a certain way,
Farah,
and now you see what I'm
Farah,
saying?
Farah, listen to this now. It look like you're confused now.
No, if Kojo taught me something and I stand on that, and then he come to a next youth later and teach him something different, that's foul.
No, that's not
Because
file.
what did I
That's
do?
not
What did I
file,
spend my
Farah. No,
life?
that's not file, Farah. We have a thing
That's
called growth
foul.
and development. Listen again, if you never hear what I said to you earlier, Farah. I said to you that first generation Rasta never read nothing. Them barely read the Bible. Them
Right.
barely read the Bible. Them never read nothing. Them never study nothing. First generation Rasta, all them want free out of slavery and want go back to Africa. End of. That's all. That's all them do want do. So that was the teaching that we were getting. That we want for free off of the plantation and we want by any means necessary. Yeah? When
Right.
me leave Jamaica, Farah, and take it to
Right.
the road, me never know nothing. I never know nothing more than me a Rasta. I never know
Right.
nothing else. Yeah? When me get captured Pharaoh, yeah, all me
Right.
can talk about are my culture as Rasta, which the system will look at me like, what is he talking about?
Right.
Because they never know I hear nothing so bizarre. Like me I talk about me not eat meat
Right.
and me a Rasta, me no mingle with certain things. It was just bizarre.
Right.
It was bizarre. It was bizarre to even my black brother them in the system. So everybody have we back then as bizarre.
Right.
When we say we are Rasta and Haile Selassie is regarded, that was a big joke. So we have to
Right.
go find chapter in the Bible, Revelation 5:5, to prove things to people, right? You know, is we the prisoner make Rasta becomes, all right, since we are talking, and
Mm.
we the prisoner make Rasta become a religion, you know.
Mm.
We the prisoner. Not Bob
Right.
Marley. Not, no,
Right.
not, no, we the prisoner. That's why something, you say it already, say, boy, Bunny, controversial. Yes, because there's so much things that we did that wasn't
Right.
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 How you think we make Rasta become the religion? Are we the prisoner do it?
Because you use the Bible so they will leave your hair long.
No, no.
How?
In the Constitution of America, there is a part that said
But they,
that said America is the home of the free, the home of the brave, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
right.
That's America. And then the next part of the Constitution that says the bell that toll for one, toll for all.
Right.
Under the 14th Amendment, which is the equal protectional clause. You know, say, let me show you something. If you know, make you understand something here now. Show you how much me love America. Look at
You see,
this.
to me,
No,
they
wait,
can
man,
turn
no, no,
Rasta.
no. You see this?
Uh huh.
What it say?
Say law dictionary.
Right. This is the
Mm.
Black Law Dictionary, second edition.
Right.
Why am I showing you this here? You see this in the back, yeah?
Mm.
Look, it's the
Okay.
Constitution of America. I have the whole Constitution, yeah? So I know
Right.
my rights. I mean, I tell you now how we, because people see Rasta becomes a religion, and I'm responsible for that. No.
Okay.
How did this happen? In the prison system, we couldn't just tell Babylon, say, we have rights. We'd have to tell them, say, Rasta is a religious thing.
Right.
In order to get the rights that the religious tenant,
Right.
we'd have
Right.
to tell them that. So
Right.
when we tell them, say, Rasta is a religion,
Right.
we build up that, you know. We build that up
Right.
because we couldn't get the rights outside of that.
Right. That
Because
makes sense.
in the prison system, the Muslim have them rights to do what they want to do. The
Right.
Catholic, the 5%er, Yahoo, Israel,
Right.
Benjamin, everybody have them rights.
Right.
The only way we could have get any rights, we'd have to tell them, say, Rasta is a religion.
Right.
When we tell them, say, Rasta is a religion, them want to know who are we priests,
Right.
right? So we have to create priests, we have to create priests, right? So that's when
Right.
Kojo come.
Right.
That's when Kojo, plan and send Kojo come. Come talk to me. Yeah?
Mm.
Kojo and and the dark one, Dr. B.
Mm-hmm. Dr. B.
Kojo and Dr. B, Sister Cafonia, Sister Desta, they come sit in with I and I. And we program them to go back now and Kojo take back Kojo come on a fact-finding mission. Come deal with I and I.
Right.
So when him dep on the fact-finding mission, that's when him connect with all the I.
Right.
Because him a go wherever prisoners there in California, him a go. Because him come now, cause it was like them never know, say, we as younger generation, they take it so serious and do all these things. So we were literally abandoned until Kojo come now and take him finding and go back.
Right.
When him go back and report now, and them the delegation of Rasta in Jamaica now come together and a plan now how, because you have to understand, Farah, that there was a lot of money involved into prison ministry.
Mm.
We are talking about over $200 million off of the bat.
Mm.
There was so much because we are entitled to we wasn't getting anything, Farah. We wasn't getting anything. We entitled to everything. We entitled to things that need to be purchased outside, but the prison, the prison authority can't purchase it because it look like we are get special treatment.
Right.
So we need outside coordinators. You couldn't be if we didn't know about you, we could have used you through your locks as a coordinator.
Mm.
So when we win the case, it's years before we could have find people to actually
Mm.
come in to spend that money.
Mm.
That also becomes problematic after a while because the Church of Haile Selassie want to lock down the prison, while Bobo Man say no, Bingy Man say no. You see,
Mm.
that will create a next problem.
Mm.
So Rasta is complex. So you see, when I speak, I have to speak with all of this knowledge in my head.
Right.
So me have to actually, because I say that youth, the youth where declare say my Rasta,
Right.
you're right. Don't be surprised if him get a big job. True, him is a Rasta, but a bald Rasta. Because
Right.
he's more acceptable. If him no open him mouth, nobody now gonna know say my Rasta, so him can go in a parliament right now normally, and it's only who invite him know say them invite a Rasta youth. And when him open
Right.
him mouth, the whole parliament I go dumb. So to me, this is a new generation, and we are armed up now differently. Cause it's war, you know. It's war. The war now over.
Okay.
So this is how me I feel look. Say, yes, this sixth generation youth need to be programmed right. We can't make him just run loosely. I say my Rasta and him not get no guidance.
Right. Right.
So
I see
we have
that.
a duty now for honest man know say, yeah man, you wanna I and I, just like our plan Kojo they bring you in and make you know say you wanna I and I with locks.
Right.
No, we have to be able to deal with youth without locks too. Because him can do more damage now right now than you know.
Probably.
Yeah, so that's where I am with him. I can't I go deal with him and start judge him before I start deal with him. So I just start discover him, but I just start jump the gun. Can throw him under the bus as him discover him not explore him, not do no exploration with him.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand.
If me have to go put him through the drill. Some things him I go pass, some things him I go fail. But me not expect him to be like me.
Right.
Me not expect him to be like you, because we are come from a different time when your attitude, you think your attitude new? You think my attitude new? My attitude gets stinker every day.
One thing that's different about my attitude is over the years I've seen a bunch of rosters that ain't rosters no more.
Yeah.
So then if it's a bunch of rosters that ain't rosters no more, how is all these bald heads gonna stay roster? A lot of them ain't gonna be roster no more. So there's no guarantee that this guy gonna be roster that long.
Yeah, but there's nothing
Because it used to be a time where if you was roster, we seen you as roster, and then when you wasn't roster, you would trim, and we know you're not roster.
Right.
Now we gotta ask you if you roster, and we ain't gonna know when you ain't roster, because just anybody with a haircut now could be roster. And be roster and not be roster and be roster and not be roster. And because how do we know you roster?
Fear, let me tell you something that you
that don't make sense. It's like this guy can just not be roster.
Fear.
Then he can be roster again.
Fear. You lack now. And that's what I said earlier, and you did kind of get edgy upon it, but I'm going to say it again. You don't know nothing about the half of the story.
Probably not, but I know what I was taught.
Yeah, but listen this now. We don't even want to squeeze span Kojo neither, you know. Cause even I don't know the half of the story. I don't know. Cause I'm show you something where I said this now, yeah? When I was a youth, I grew up, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You never set a Rasta name the Father Gooden Rasta. You ever hear about Father Gooden?
Mm-mm.
See? Yeah? The Father Gooden Rasta and them was Parliament Rasta. Yeah? Father Gooden. You ever Father Gooden own a bakery. Yeah? Out of 3 Mile.
Mm-hmm.
And that set a Rasta there. Them a beard man. You hear about the beard man Rasta?
Mm-mm.
Them are all right. Them is beard man.
They just do beards.
Them just look. It's like how me look.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how you look without the locks. I saw them look. You have a set of Rasta up until today. I saw them look like how me look.
Mm-hmm.
No locks.
Okay.
When you see them man, they wear uniform sometime when them get together. Them wear, them are the khaki, them are the original Field Marshal khaki suit wearing Rasta. Then look like, it's like how his mother's look like khaki.
Right.
I saw them carry themselves. And them wear, you see them see have one of the ammunition. I saw them
Right.
at that kind of hat there, them wear them black hat there with red, green, and gold round it. Red, green, and gold epaulette, red, gold, and gold sash.
Right.
Them no wear locks.
Okay.
Them are the Father Gooden heights. Father, you not hear nobody talk about them Rasta there.
Where they at in Jamaica?
Yes. In
They
Kingston.
don't show no pictures of them.
Eh?
I've been trying to find out all the different houses of Rasta, but nobody never write it down. Somebody should write down all the different houses.
Well,
so
listen, me just tell you about the Father Gooden just now. Yeah?
Right.
And them the base out of 3 Mile in Kingston, out of 3 Mile. Them the base on Spanish Town Road out of 3 Mile. Right? So now, the record is silence as to do with Rasta. And all right, you have a Rasta named Philip Avaranga.
Mm.
Avaranga was on the fact-finding mission. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Sam Clayton was on the fact-finding mission. Both Sam Clayton and Philip Avaranga, they were
Mm-hmm.
Father Goodenites. That's why them look how them look. Them don't have locks. Them is beard man. You might hear they have a song them call a beard man shuffle. A them dance and for them thing with a different type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there is so many aspects of Rasta today that you not hear or see or nobody not talk about. So when you
Interesting.
emphasize about Kojo, Kojo teaching was from the Nyabingi.
Right.
Right. JAHBUNNY, when I speak, I know I'm going to speak, I speak as Rasta.
Right.
Because I have all these other knowledge
Right. Right.
about the wider movement. So
Right.
I can't sit down here and just speak like, boy, being a Rasta is it.
Right. Right. I got you.
And I can't say, I chant down the frat man them, not because I have fight against frat man, you know. I chant down the fact that they are putting themselves now as superior. And there's nothing superior about them. We all is Rasta. We all is Rasta. There is no, hey, when I wake up this morning, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I always check and I did get a in say, he's a man will run right through the night because right now 4 hours and something you're up on this live right now.
Yeah.
So you run right through the night. So I look, me come look. That's why it took me so long before I could have come on because I never up.
Right.
I jump up through you. Cause,
Yeah, brother.
because we never there go plan this like, oh, you plan it. A catch, we're going to
Right.
catch each other. I wish that happened this morning. But
That's right.
I did lie down there and listen to you. And you have to know now that there's a lot that may have in common.
Oh, definitely.
Because here what me hear you say, don't take me literally. Because more time you just a loose mouth ras, just like me.
Yeah.
Me say things where me know it's not right, you know. But me just
Right.
say it. Because I'm free for say what I want to say. So if a man I try to tell me, when you hear me say things like, oh, His Majesty can't tell me nothing. Him can't tell me nothing.
Right. Right.
No. Because him never tell me nothing from day one.
Right. I understand that.
Yeah, I'm not follow no
Right. You
fashion.
don't follow. You got
Yeah,
your
I'm
own
not follow
thing.
no
Right.
fashion. Me a Rasta. And that's all you want to
Right.
know. That me a Rasta. That's all you
But I
want to know,
think
you know.
one thing is that for my generation, when we see things like we'll see some brothers, and all of a sudden, His Majesty was always everything. We always wore His Majesty was always the Godhead or the figurehead. So now, as time go, and we see people move His Majesty down and move Emmanuel up, and so if I see you now, you moving Emmanuel up, then you interview somebody, say His Majesty not God. I'm gonna look at you side eye because you're trying to make Emmanuel be God. So I'm a little confused because I'm doing it the old way. So my point I was making is a lot of people doing a lot of things they wouldn't have been able to do. You see, Emmanuel, he never would have been moved up like that in the 80s. That's a fact.
Listen this.
Listen, it would have been fire on that. You wouldn't have came with no roster and have his manual picture over his majesty. That would have been a problem. So my thing is this. I'm out here by myself holding down the foundation. And these brothers is changing up the thing for the new generation and doing some more weirdo stuff. Because if you pushing Emmanuel, but you want to interview somebody says Majesty not God, yeah, I'm gonna look at you crazy. Cause it's like you're trying to change up the thing. You're trying to make a new God here. You're trying to, it used to be Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie. Now it's Emmanuel and Emmanuel this and Emmanuel that. So for me, I see a lot of fuckery going on, with a lack of a better word. I see a lot of people, now that the vanguard is not here, I see people doing stuff that would have get liquid or coconut for them things there.
All right.
Man would get
Listen, it's no fear. And you're
man
right.
would have get licked for
Fear.
what they doing today.
Fear, you're right. I tell you now, what you think draw me out?
All of these changes from what you grew up with.
Yes, because listen what now, Fear. Yeah? At my age, and a Rasta baby, 3/4 man where you hear at never see Emmanuel yet. Them don't know Emmanuel, and me know them don't know Emmanuel.
Right.
Right. You hear me say earlier, Rasta is run by propaganda.
That's what it look like.
Right. No, it is. Now, for example, every house, if you go back into the history, yeah, the whole world is still being run by propaganda. Meaning that when America was running Iraq, them shoot a propaganda, weapon of mass destruction, and we have to take care of that thing. You get me? Now, Marcus Garvey don't tell we but certain people that talk about that. Marcus Garvey run a lot of propaganda. He even run it upon His Majesty. Propaganda. Now, Rasta, when Marcus Garvey said for us to look to Africa for the crowning of a black king and for redemption, when the king get crowned, Marcus Garvey did tell us, say, the white man see him God through film spectacle, and it's only right for us to see our God through our own spectacle.
Right.
So now, our propaganda start there so.
Right.
Rasta at no time at all when me a grow did in a competition whether His Majesty is real or unreal.
Right.
It was just something that we say, this is our God head, or if you want to go further, this is our God. That's it. Story done, argument done.
Right.
There is nothing to debate. There is nothing to, yeah? So that's how me coming a Rasta.
Right.
See? So if me want to tell you, say, me no say my God, argument done.
Right.
Yeah. Me not have to talk to you about nothing else but me a Rasta.
Yeah. That's right.
Right.
But then here go the thing. When you go and you teach millions of people something, thousands of people something, then when you
I'm
change,
coming to that, Farah. I'm coming to that.
Right.
So now,
for somebody like me, if you teach me this and I hold this foundation for so long, and then you try to change it, it's disrespectful to all my time I spent in the.
Listen, Farah. You, cause this is where my knowledge come in, you know. Me know what is propaganda from what is real. Because of the teaching, because remember I said the teaching never start off on anything tangible.
Right.
It start off simple. So today, you have the now generation, them just a read and a take where Google say.
Right.
Them not bring nothing to the table. Them a follow things blindly. Them not go forward, even though them because there is nothing for them to go forward to look at. There's nothing.
Right.
If you never speak to Kojo, you couldn't have where you have for all and pan today. Kojo no left no
Right.
book. Kojo no left no journal.
But I was a Rasta when I met Kojo. But
Yeah, but listen what I'm saying,
right.
Farah. If you never meet Kojo,
Right.
you would know what you know today.
Right.
Right. Now, the youth, what we are talking about now, Sankofa, yeah?
Right.
When me you don't know, Sankofa will be able to look at this broadcast, which generate around him.
All right.
And he can now use me and you to show the world, well, here is two elders discussing me.
But guess what else could happen?
Yeah.
There's something else could happen.
Yeah.
That if Rasta start changing up, and you don't gotta have locks to have Rasta, and you do all this, it also can go the same way how Christ was black and blacks was the Christian, and now who's the Jews now?
Listen
so
again.
also, white people can come in. You don't gotta got locks. So now a white man
But them
with
already
no
eat.
locks is
Farah, but them
Rasta.
already, Farah, them already eat, so we not even got waste. Them already eat.
That's
Them
my
are
point.
the
That's my
confusion.
point. That's my point. That's my point.
But them already
That not
eat.
only,
But this is not a
not
white little
only,
boy. This is not a little white boy. This is a black boy. White people already coming in. White people, we never want to discuss them.
what
listen,
I'm saying is when we change it up and change it up, we allow
we are
another
not
group of
changing
people
up.
to
Me
come
and not
in.
change up nothing, Farah. Me and not change nothing.
No, I'm saying as time change it up and black people change up their tradition, what will happen, like up at all them whites up at Bobo Hill, that when time go by, Rasta will be white.
Rasta,
and that
listen,
guy will not be a Rasta.
Listen, Farah, Rasta already been taken over by them.
That's what I'm saying.
It's already happened.
And so that's helping it.
So now, Farah, nobody never resist when white people when them are give to white people. Rasta give it themselves to white people. Rasta put themselves back on the plantation. Now
it's still happening.
This youth is here now to help take us back off of the plantation.
Check it out. Whites had to grow dreadlocks to pretend they Rastas. According to what he's saying, pretty soon whites won't have to have no dreadlocks. Any white man with a haircut gonna be able to be a Rasta.
Listen, again, Farah. Me get caught up in this thing with you sometime. Here where I get caught up in now. You know, here where I say already. We already established that white people can't be Rasta. We already established that.
Right, they're gonna take it all though.
But them can't take
nothing.
Them can't take nothing.
What?
The thing is, nothing.
Listen, the thing is, at one point, whites was Jews with us. And now we ain't the Jews at all.
Hey, listen this. Make us stop. Now listen this, Farah. We're on this thing 2 hours and a half now.
Okay, yes, time to end.
Wait a minute. I don't want to run, but let me just make it have this thing now. Haile Selassie is who fuck up this thing. Since you want to keep a going about white. Haile Selassie worship Jesus Christ. Let's talk about that. Well, Haile Selassie worship white Jesus Christ. Let's talk about that. I him fuck up the whole thing. Yeah, that's why I get to I him fuck up the whole thing. And Rasta in them feelings and them emotion and want run with blood clot Haile Selassie and just hold the thing Rastafari as a God, as a black thing. Haile Selassie them use to turn it universal. And him come turn it universal with the Coptic church. And this so we there now. So when we are going a kind of white, white, black, black, black. The universalness of Rastafari is when Haile Selassie come and send the church come give it, and that flip the thing. I know we as individual, so the bubble them now do nothing wrong when them letting white people. Them now do nothing wrong, you know. A man like me and you know, a whole on foundation, and yet we are say we want whole on foundation, we still a whole on Haile Selassie too.
Yeah, but original Rasta, we never did do what Haile Selassie do. We did what we did. So we never used
Alright,
his majesty.
alright. So
We
that's
never
what, but listen this now. You wait a little while. You see how the truth come
we
out?
do. Yeah, we never his majesty was the figurehead and
Yeah,
Rasta was his own thing.
right. But no. You see how me get it out of you? Cause that was the teaching. That was the teaching, Farah. Yeah?
Right.
But now, all of this generation now, I change it now and turn it into a highly Selassie thing. While Haile Selassie is the head of the Coptic church, and the church, Haile Selassie is a part of that church. We did done with church. So we gone back now and start follow church teachings, and it
The
becomes
thing
universal.
was, Haile Selassie was the leader of a country. So a lot of Rastas, although they looked at him as a godhead, they never respected the fact that he was limited by being the leader of the country. So it's not like Haile Selassie worshiped Jesus and all that. Coming into the Ethiopian government, he had to deal with the church and deal with the politics of Ethiopia because it was the Ethiopian church that took him down.
Right.
They were the ones that sold him out. So it's not like we can't say he intentionally messed with the church. He did that as the diplomat for the country coming into a country when the church is already established. He had no choice but to be a Christian. That's not that wouldn't have been. There's no way he would have been able to get around that because the church was more powerful than the government.
That's why we can't follow him.
No, we started our own thing and made people follow us, and he was the Godhead for what we made.
Right.
Now you can't expect God to say, "Yeah, I'm God."
Yeah, but the problem with it, the problem with it, yeah, if we were still doing our thing, then when we were doing our thing, you know, it was a black thing. Because we stopped doing our thing and tell ourselves now, so it's Haile Selassie thing.
No, it wasn't just that. It was the fact that Rasta never wanted to deal with this. Is the problem I had as a young Rasta. Rasta never wanted to deal with His Majesty as a leader of the country. Rasta didn't want to face the fact that Haile Selassie went to war with Italy and ran a country. So Rasta didn't want to follow Selassie and grow to run a country. Rasta wanted to do some religious stuff and didn't take His Majesty as the leader of a country. So I used to have man tell me I shouldn't have a gun when His Majesty got a gun. You're going to tell me, how you going to tell me I'm not a gun, but you tell me His Majesty shot a gun for 2 days? His Majesty had a gun, a Ruger that he carried on his side. So Rasta didn't deal with His Majesty as the leader of a country, didn't consider that the main attraction to His Majesty was the war against against Italy. This was a part of our teaching in the day, that we went to war with Italy, His Majesty went to war. So Rastas tried to make it, they never dealt with His Majesty as the leader of a country so that we would get independence. This is the beef I have with Rasta all the time. We were supposed to follow His Majesty as far as building the country. This is a man got to have school. He got to provide food. He got to have farms. He got to have military. He got to have transportation, not just sit there and hoover over like a god. This is the emperor of a country. And Rasta never really dealt with that. They never dealt with running a country. They never looked at His Majesty as the emperor of a country that's under restrictions as the emperor of the country. He can't come and say, "Yeah, I'm God." That's something we were just supposed to push. We know the man is emperor of the country and he runs the country. So Rasta never won the country. What happened? His Majesty off the throne. The Doors come in and kill 3 million Ethiopians, die in cold blood with Castro. Castro come in with the Soviets and kill 3 million black people. And because people didn't respect His Majesty as the leader of a country. We didn't respect His Majesty as the leader of a country, and we didn't respect, we got to have military. His Majesty was telling us we need planes, we need tanks. The Ethiopian church and the government, no, we don't need that. And next thing you know, Italy coming with tanks, guns, everything. His Majesty telling us we need tanks, we need guns, we need weapons. So Rasta never respected His Majesty as the leader of a country. It was too much God and not the real facts that let's go and run a country. We have to go to Africa and run a country. So that's what made me different as a Black American. When I seen His Majesty, I'm like, no, this is a man that run a country that's under restraints, that's surrounded by enemies. So we never went to take him no help or really wanted to go run the country. We want to go over there and beat a drum and chant. Well, how we going to eat? Who going to grow the food? Who going to protect the country? Who going to build the roads? Who going to build hospitals? So they never looked at His Majesty as a man that ran the hospitals, ran the schools. When you run a country, that's a lot of work. But they never give His Majesty the credit for running a country. This is a man that ran a country. And he's under the restraints of the church. The church was more powerful than him. If he would have denounced Christ, they would have killed him sooner or did whatever they're going to do to him. So he couldn't denounce the church. When the Ethiopian church came to LA, we cussed them because they wanted us to cut our locks. The Ethiopian church that couldn't wait to bury Bob Marley because we were saying John on dead and we don't deal with dead. So the Ethiopian church couldn't wait to show a dead Rasta. So that's what was all going on. We were supposed to stand firm with this as our Godhead. But we wasn't supposed to bow down.
But Bob Marley did renounce Rastafari them dead better now.
Yeah, but Bob Marley also was doing other things too. Was doing things.
Right. So,
we not Bob Marley house. We Rastafari.
Right. So
we Rastafari, the leader of a country. We warriors. Rastafari was warriors. Rastafari never was no religious. Rasta was always what?
There we are. So is the religious aspect of the thing that had a generation take on.
And it's the religious aspect of the thing, the reason you don't have to look like a Mau, the reason you can walk around and get a haircut and just say you Rasta. You don't have to be no revolutionary. You don't have to go against the system because a haircut is not revolutionary. A haircut is a European, bow down to the European scissors and combs and the razors. We as rebels, we represent original man. Before there was razors, before there was barbers, before there was combs, I original man. Wasn't no comb when I was on this earth. Wasn't no brush. Wasn't no razor. Them things new. Man is original. What came first, man or a razor blade or clippers, a pair of clippers? Clippers is new. We supposed to represent original man, creation, not no barber.
So here we do now, Farah. We have to go stand firm and we square because there is no place now in earth for us to go now. Because
so that's why I said, now I'm the big man under you, but that's why I said, now I'm number one. Because it's Rasta, it's still Rastafari, it's still build your own country, it's still fire burn all this, go back to nature, go back to natural food in a natural way. And you can't do that unless you fight Babylon and run Babylon out your country so he won't kill all the elephants, all the tigers, he kill everything. Okay, brothers say it's cool to get haircuts and all that. Let's look at the system. Is the earth running right now? No, because man is unnatural. Look at all these floods. Look at all these fires. Look at what's going on the earth because man has become unnatural. He cut his hair. The dog get a haircut. And when you get a haircut, you represent cutting down. So a man that cut his hair gonna cut all the trees down. Because cutting is cutting. So if you're cutting, then you're gonna go to the Amazon, you're gonna cut that planet gonna be a bald head too. You're gonna cut all the trees down off the planet. That's the concept. Because what's the hair on the planet? The trees. The trees is the dreadlock. And what they doing? Cutting them off. Cutting the dreads off the earth. Making the earth a bald head. So now the earth is moving too fast. The wind is blowing too hard. You take the dog to the barber shop. You cut the grass. You go in the black community, cutting grass, cutting grass. Nobody to grow no food. You don't cut food. You grow food. You cut grass. So I and I supposed to represent trees and food. Our hair's supposed to grow. We're supposed to represent nature. Not cut, cut. The white man is the cut man. The black man, we don't cut. We're not chopped. We don't cut. We natural people. We let things grow. So to me, a haircut represents Babylon cutting down trees, putting animals in the zoo. The dog got to go. And you look at around here, the dog go to the barber too. They take the dog. They take the dog. They cut the dog. They cut the cat. The lions in the zoo. The elephants in the zoo. The animals get killed and put on the wall. You can't separate that. You can't separate the barber from all this other fuckery that they doing around here. All that go together. All that is the Babylon, period. We don't deal with no razors and no comb. Fight up for that. Still original Rasta. When I deal with razors and combs, clippers, we don't deal with saws, cut down the trees. No, fire, we deal with natural. A man's supposed to look like a tree. A man's supposed to grow natural. God ain't stupid. What he put hair on your head for? So God's stupid? So God give me hair to lock up. God is stupid. So whatever made you, he's stupid. He's stupid. So my hair not supposed to grow like this? I'm supposed to alter it? Why should I alter this dude talking about he Rasta? He altering his body. What's Rasta about that? Do he trim around? Do he cut around his balls too? Like a woman? Do he shave his balls? The women, look how women go and shave their coochies off so they look like little girls. So that people can have sex with them and their vagina, listen, and their vagina have the appearance of a little girl. We shaving off this, but this hair on our body help us fight diseases. The hair in your nose, listen, the hair in your nose catch stuff. The hair in your nose is to protect you. The hair in your ears is to protect you. The hair on your head is to protect you. It's like you don't got oh, you got hair for nothing. That hair don't serve no purpose. But that's because if you was outside, this hair would keep you warm, would keep the rain off your back, would keep you natural. So nah, you can't say you're against Babylon, but you like razors and all this cutting and all this. You like microwaves. Nah, nah. Fire for that. As far as I'm concerned, you can't separate and pick which Babylon you want to play with. You want to play with certain Babylon, other Babylon you want. No. I don't care if they black or whatever. We don't deal with no razor blade. We don't deal with all that. All that's foul. That's not natural man. That's not natural man. That's not natural woman. That's altered. And altered is European. Facts. And as a man alter his body, that's how he gonna alter the planet. If a man gonna cut the hair off his head, he gonna cut the trees off the planet. Prove me wrong. Are they not cutting down all the trees in the Amazon? Yes, they're cutting all the trees down because you're just cutting. Instead of eating right, what they do? Go to the doctor, let him cut you. Instead of eating right, you go to the doctor, let him cut you. You go to the doctor, let them cut you up. The dog get a haircut. Everybody get a haircut. The black woman walk around all her hair cut off. You go to Ghana, all the little girls got to cut their hair off to go to school. All the girls walk around bald head in Ghana. So it's like, no, we supposed Rasta represent natural man. All these things get lost in the sauce. We gonna have to go back to nature. The planet gonna get destroyed. On my soul, the planet gonna get destroyed because we ain't natural no more. We done turn artificial. We artificial now. We artificial. You know what I'm saying? Rasta represent natural man. You see, when Haile Selassie was crowned, it was a spontaneous combustion, and Rasta was supposed to be birthed out of Haile Selassie. Rasta was birthed out of Haile Selassie. Rasta is different. Haile Selassie was the thing to spark a new movement, a whole new way of thinking. That crowning, boom, manifest I, and then we were supposed to take the thing and run with it and flourish on the planet and get close to nature. We're supposed to be a natural man. You know what I'm saying? But nobody wanted to be a natural man. And so we anti-nature now because you either got natural or you got unnatural. And there's no splitting it down the middle.
Farah, the problem that me say with Rasta is I can't say it's an infiltration. This one love concept have opened the door where everybody now jump in a Rasta and everybody is benefiting from Rasta.
Yeah, but here go the thing. The one love concept is fake because when you say one love, but you just said all the brethren said they wouldn't listen to me because I'm a Yankee. So it ain't no one love.
No, but
see what I'm saying?
No, but listen.
The one love.
Yeah, man.
The one love.
Farah, stop getting so technical. The one love.
Yeah, but check it out. The one love was for white people. The one love never was for black people.
Yeah, drop the gun now. The one love is not for you. It's for everybody else. It's not for you.
Here's all the thing. When they made that song, Bob Marley was talking about black people getting together. When Bob Marley said one love, one heart, let's get together and feel all right, that was a song for the Nyabingi, the Bobo, and all the different JLP and PMP. That's the historical fact. That song was not for people outside of Jamaica. That was a Jamaican song telling blacks in Jamaica, let's get together and feel all right. They took it and tried to act like Bob was singing to the world. That was a song the same way Israel Vibration had, we all gonna sing the same song. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Those songs were inner Jamaica songs to tell the people in Jamaica, one love, one heart, let's get together and feel all right. That was not for the world. This is a misconcept. I do my research. Bob Marley one song was for to stop the tribal war in Jamaica. That's what that song was talking about. It wasn't talking about getting together with white people. They took it and flipped it and made the One Love song like he was talking to the world. That was a Jamaican song trying to bring peace in Jamaica. That had nothing to do with the rest of the world. It had nothing to do with different races. And now they took it and they put it out in the world and they came to America and they got on stage. And what they would do is this. If I'm in LA and I go to concerts, there's a bunch of whites there, the reggae artists would get on stage and sing, well, love, yeah, love everybody. Then I come to Chicago to visit my mother. I go see that same group in a black club. Revolutionary, revolution, revolutionary. So when they would come to the black club, they would sing revolutionary. And when they would go to the white club, a lover what me bring, we love up on what we bring a love of what we bring. So it was all phony, and I could call names. I could call bands names because the same brothers out in L.A. with the European girls and
Farah,
the cocaine.
Farah, the
Yeah,
difference with me and you now is when you speak like that, you must call names because you see, what let me want call names. Tell you why if you call name. You see, Bob Marley,
mm-hmm.
everybody keeps speaking about Bob Marley, and sometimes when me speak, when me know about Bob Marley, people make it look like me as a Bob Marley hater, which I am not. But Bob Marley never performed to no black people in the world, you know. Every time
Bob
Bob
Marley.
Marley go on to a white people, him go perform to, you know.
Bob Marley came to New York and seen George Clinton performing with Parliament Funkadelic and told people, I want to do like that. I want to perform like that. I want to reach black people. Bob Marley said, play I on the R&B. I want all my people to see. But he died before he transitioned to the black community. That's why that
He
never
never get
happened.
to play to the black world.
Right, because of Chris Blackwell and because black folks wasn't in a position to
But
even see him. At that time in America, there was no way for black people to see Bob Marley because they wouldn't play Bob Marley on the black radio station. So at the time Bob Marley was out, you got the Isley Brothers, you got the OJs, you got Parliament Funkadelic. So we already had acts. So nobody would have booked Bob Marley because he was a nobody. The black community didn't know no Bob Marley, so how would he get booked? He had a lot of competition.
yeah, but you see, the how the market sell today, it sell now, and this is the next misconception why Rasta gone to the dogs. Because in the US, you don't know can verify that Bob Marley never played to a black crowd in the US.
Because there was no black crowd to play to.
Right.
There
And
was no black crowd.
Here in England, them never, he never played to no black crowd here
Check
neither.
this out. Check this out. When Bob Marley in America, around the time Bob Marley died, nobody had dreadlocks in America. There was no rosters except me and a couple of brethren. Any city I go to, I meet the 3 or 4 rosters there. So black people wasn't ready for Bob Marley. Blacks didn't learn about reggae until 85. It was 85, 86 before reggae spread to the black community. When Bob was alive, he was ahead of his time. There's no way he would have been able to perform to black people. Black people didn't even know what dreadlocks was.
No.
This When I had my dreadlocks in 79, black people didn't know what it was.
Right. And I'm endorse that for sure. So when we get captured, yeah, and go to
Right.
jail, we had problem for even sit and eat in the mess hall because nobody don't want to sit
Exactly.
down beside we. So now,
Bob Marley, you know how Bob Marley got famous in America? That would have opened the door when he did the song with Stevie Wonder. When Stevie Wonder did the reggae song, that opened up the door, but then Bob died. I had a ticket to see Bob Marley. It was Bob Marley and Stevie Wonder on a tour. That was going to be to the black crowd.
yep,
Bob died. First, Bob got sick. I turned my ticket in and then they rescheduled the show. And then Bob died. That was going to be his introduction to the black community. So Stevie Wonder came with Gil Scott Heron. So Bob was getting ready to perform to the black community, but he died.
yep.
So it wasn't his fault. The black community wasn't ready. The black community in America, they wasn't ready for Rasta and reggae and stuff like
But
that.
but now let's leave it from Bob now. Burning Spear never performed to a black crowd neither.
Burning Spear definitely performed to black crowds in LA. Hold on. Hold on. Exhibit A.
No,
Hold
Burning
on. I'm gonna
Spear,
show you.
Touch,
Burning Spear definitely perform to a black crowd. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, JAHBUNNY. After blacks found out about it,
Yeah.
blacks burning spear. Once blacks found out, that's when burning spear and them performed. Before then, he wouldn't have been able to perform because blacks didn't know nothing about it. Blacks didn't. Blacks was definitely in the burning spear by the mid to late 80s. That's when blacks uh, began to open up. Exhibit A.
Do do you realize that every
Boom. Burning spear.
right,
There I go with spear right there in the hood. See the blacks behind him? He in the hood.
yeah, but do you realize that when they come on European tour is a whole different level them depend because European tour in Europe, you know.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because black people dropped the damn ball, not the reggae artists. Black people didn't want to grow their dreadlocks. They didn't want to put the sisters in skirts. They resisted Rasta's teaching. That wasn't the artist's fault. Black people in America didn't want to go by Rasta program. Rasta had a strict program. A woman must wear a skirt upon her. No, we don't want to see Steven. We now want to see Bob and Bob. You know what I'm talking about. So Rasta, she have to wrap up her head, have to put a skirt upon her. Well, black people didn't want to go by them rules. They wanted to be loose. Black people want sex, flex, time to have sex, bedroom bully. So black folks went for the slackness. They never go for Rasta. Black folks murder shit, murder shit. They love that. So they never liked the roots reggae. They never liked I because we have restrictions on them. They want to go to the barber shop and be Rastas now. Right? They want to slide. So it wasn't a reggae artist's fault. The black community didn't want to step up. When Rasta said, tell the black community to step up, the black community didn't want to do it. They fought us, JAHBUNNY, they fought us every step of the way. They fought us. They fought us with the food. They fought us with their hair. They fought us carrying ourselves like kings and queens. They fought against it. Oh, that's the Davidians. We don't got to wear no skirts. We ain't got to do this. We ain't got to do that. Same thing they're doing now. We ain't got to grow no dreadlocks. We can just be any kind of Rasta. So I've been seeing this a long time. It was never the artist's fault. The artist did the best they can, but you can't perform to an artist that won't listen. The white people want to listen. Why? Because they're going to steal it. That's why a white group was #1 on the billboards, passed Bob Marley, won a Grammy. Yeah, come to Europe. And we'll watch this thing. Oh, I could be a Rasta without dreads? Beautiful. Next thing you know, the whole of Europe gonna be some bald-headed white Rasta on my soul. Real tough.
So now, the music gone from us.
Yep.
Where it leave us now? Africa.
Yep.
Going to Africa now is a struggle. So
Yep.
where it leave us now? I tell some man last night, say, next week, sometime a week after, I will be 69 years old. Yeah?
Right.
Now, being there already, being there, and my own
Yep.
fact-finding mission,
Right.
see what I see,
Right.
the only way I will be returning
Right.
if I'm going in with a army.
That's right. You know how we can fix that? You know where it leave us? It's just you and I, bro. We need to put the screws to these black people. Boy, we need to make, JAHBUNNY, we're going to have to make them feel the pain because if we don't, who going to do it? We got to skip over these ones unders and go for the little youth them and tell them, fireborn, all them people older than y'all that ain't doing what we tell y'all and bring back the original thing.
Well,
right?
this is what I'm saying now that this you, it's like you can't even
I understand you
understand
saying this little
this
youth,
little young youth
but
is a real asset.
hey, JAHBUNNY, just like you had Plano, and then you was harder, second generation, then y'all had me, so I'm even harder. So you second generation, you gonna give him a break. Me, I'm gonna tell him he gotta come out the barber shop.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
listen.
Shouty,
You
get
have
up out the barber shop. Boy, you can't be no Rasta. JAHBUNNY's a good brethren. He gonna bring you in. But let me tell you, bro, you can't be in the barber chair and be no Rasta.
Farah. I know him have my eye pan, you know.
Right?
Is his generation who him I bring in.
Well, he can't bring them in at no barber chair. If they got the barber chair, leave them where they at, because they're gonna be soft.
But
Them go-
we are stuck anywhere without him.
no, we not. We get a whole new group.
Yeah,
We
but
can throw him in the garbage.
I don't listen, Farah. For the past 40 odd year, every time me go a bingy, me not see no new faces.
Right,
Me not see no new faces, you know. It's
right.
just it just a trickle down, wither down, and it's like we are a dying breed. If
Well,
you see what me you doing right now, Farah,
right.
we are leaving something now before we can go look on planner or any of the elder them before we even Sam Brown, even Kojo.
Right.
There is no footage of Kojo anywhere we can go look on now and look where Kojo did I say.
The thing is, the main reason Rasta grew like that was because of apartheid in South Africa. Apartheid in South Africa stimulated a revolutionary vibe. And so at the time when Rasta came, what made Rasta so strong was the revolutionary concept of what was going on in South Africa. We don't got that no more. That's where the problem is at. Because all that reggae, when I got into it, it was all based on the war in Italy and South Africa.
Right.
There
And
were
there's
songs, Winnie, Mandela, the whole thing. South Africa was the key point to make the music be revolutionary music. And now that black people not revolutionary minded, then now the music gonna be soft. The music is soft because there ain't no revolutionaries, and there ain't no revolutionaries because of the music. The music used to tell us what's going on. We didn't have the internet, so we used to listen to the music. That's how, and still supposed to tell us who Steve Biko is and who these brothers is. The reggae music used to be our news. Now it's Emmanuel Selassie, Emmanuel Selassie. What I'm gonna learn from that? So if we want to bring things back, we got to teach the youth how to play instruments, and the youth got to become revolutionary minded in the music. Use the music to teach the people instead of just some divvy sound. That's where we're going wrong at.
Rastafari is a struggle movement. And there is no
Right.
struggle right now, so there is no movement.
There you go. As a struggle, but we're not talking about it. You know, I wish we was younger so we could put some reggae bands together so they could sing about what's going on in the Congo and sing about what's going on. It's a lot of going on, but ain't nobody singing about it. Chronics and them ain't, they act like they don't see the Congo. They act like they don't see them kids going down in the mine.
You know why? Because Chronic and them now watch World of Fear.
Exactly.
Them not our generation used to watch World of Fear
World
and be
of
up on
Fear.
World of Fear.
There you go.
These youth is self-centered. All
There
them
you
looking
go.
is a next hit song.
There you go.
So them not care about nothing what happen in the world. So that's why them can't even come up with no good lyrics.
There you go. There you go.
You think after we finish this right now, you know who are gonna be listening to this? The
Who?
wrong people.
The wrong people?
Yeah, because how the people them were this supposed to be educated. Them not time for this. Them first of all, them comprehension span is very short. You're
You
gonna
know
have to
what
chop up
though?
this around 5 times.
You know what though? I'm gonna bring you back, and we're gonna keep pouring fire on their head. And if they don't listen, at least we did our job. Hey, I'm gonna get you on here and keep pouring fire on them, man. Hey, and as long as we do our job, Ross.
Yeah.
What else can we?
Well, that's what count, Farah. That's what count. And what happened?
And with the young brother, if you say he good, he good. It's rank and file. If the commander, if you're the superior officer, you've been doing it longer than me. You'll say, well, you want to bring him in, then bring him in. I got love for him.
Yeah, we have to give him a chance, Farah. We have to give him a chance, and like make him prove to us.
Whatever you say, go.
Yeah. So, Farah.
I don't got. Hey, listen, they don't. This is good for them. I don't gotta like it. If you say it, go. End of story.
Okay. So.
Right.
So, make me seal upon that, Farah. Right.
All right.
And it was always a pleasure. Right.
And the main thing I'm most happy about
Farah,
is to see you in.
Look.
Oh yeah.
This is
the main thing I'm happy about.
This is Amarula.
That's right.
From South Africa.
The main thing I'm happy about is to see you feeling well.
Yeah, well, listen, Farah, I'm not even going to make that be a problem. I'm just going to just do my work.
Yeah, but I see you feeling better than you was at one time, and I'm really happy about that.
Much better.
I'm really happy about that. That's the only thing important to me is that you're doing all right.
Yeah.
That's the only thing important to me.
Yeah.
You know, I love you like a father or uncle or something. So
Farah,
it ain't nothing but love.
I'm just sorry that I can't come and look for you right now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so, I'm gonna show up at your door.
Yeah, so you have to come.
I'll come. Salute.
Keep it real same way, brother.
Yeah, bro. You too. You know, I'm with you. Whatever your problem is my problem. You already know that.
Yep. And next time when you're lick shot, take proper aim.
Hey, that's your fault. You the one got, Hey, y'all, when y'all see me go off, that's his fault. He come back on the scene, and now he got me turned up.
So blessed again, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Love.
One.